Beats Planet.
Let me make sure everything's good on this end. Let me just let me press that little button, right? Let me make sure. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure we got boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're gonna make sure that's pulled up and ready to go. All right. Here we go. All right. Damn, dog. Almost. Shucks, bro. Damn. We almost made the playoffs. Sheesh. Man, I can't believe it. I simply cannot believe it. I was rooting for my Cowboys so hard, bro. Just like we were so close. And I just knew we was gonna pull it off. We was just almost there. Man, those darn referees, they cheated us. Oh boy, Andy, that wasn't a touchdown at the end. He was short of the first down. He was short. Jeez Louise, I demand that we call the league tomorrow and have this thing audited right now. Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do now? I don't know. Jeez, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I guess I'll just open the phone lines for you guys so we can talk about how miserable we are that the Cowboys lost today. Let me introduce y'all to this new person, cause she gonna be wanting all kinds of attention. Look at my new little baby. Look at my new baby. She gonna want all kind of attention. So we just gonna get this out the way early. Let me get that focus in there. Let me get my camera back focused. I can't unfocus my camera. This my new baby, and she gonna be fooling with me. So let me just go ahead and get this out the way early. Say hey to my new little baby, my new little Evie. Look at my new little baby. Look at my new little baby. She's just bothering the shit out of me because she heard me talking. All right, get down there. Because we have to just, oh my God, the Cowboys lost to the... So now we got to deal with the draft, I guess. I mean, this isn't going to be fun at all. We just got to be concerned with this top 10 pick we just... Nobody wants to be drafting that high. Nobody want to be way up in there. Let me find the button. Is it this one? It ain't that one, or is it this one? Is it that one? I'm gonna find it and put it up on the screen for y'all. But geez Louise, ladies and gentlemen, boy, Andy Dalton, I thought he was gonna be able to do it. Boy, Ezekiel Elliott, he tried. Boy, the offensive line was pretty bad, but you know it is what it is there. I mean, where do we go from here? That's gonna update in a little bit. Y'all don't go nowhere. Where do we go from here? What do we do now? Even at the end of the game where Andy threw the interception, I was like, it's okay, Andy. You're still my favorite quarterback. You're still my favorite quarterback, Andy Dalton. The defense is gonna get us the ball back, and the defense got us the ball back. Wayne Gallman calling the feds on the trap. Just what are you doing? I mean, and hey, good thing. Wayne Gallman almost fumbled. We almost won, eh? All right. Listen, man, regardless of what you feel, you play to win the game. You play to win the game, but you tank to get the better pick. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? You play to win the game, but the draft pick makes your future team project a little better. You know what I'm talking about? See? Because the more film I watch on this class, the more I realize, hey, man, the good players going to run out real quick. We might want to go ahead and, be in position where we can get our hands on one of the good ones. You know what I'm talking about? Andy Dalton wanted to throw that bitch to the other team real bad. Andy was like, sack me! Why won't y'all sack me? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Andy wanted to throw that. Look, I think I get what it is. You play how you practice. You play how you practice. Apparently, the Cowboys practicing blue jerseys this week because Andy desperately wanted to throw to the blue jerseys, right? He didn't want to throw to our guys. I mean, he had a handful of, throws to Gallup and Coop here or there. CD got going in the second half. It was okay. But I feel like the Giants corners got more targets than Lamb did. Going into the half, Lamb had like 0 targets, and coming out, he ended up with like 3 or 4 or something like that. And I feel like if you count how many dropped interceptions it was about 3 or 4. Oh, Voch, why are you being mean to Andy Dalton? Well, because moving forward, our backup quarterback is going to be Garrett Gilbert because he's under contract. He'll be here, and I think he's better than Andy Dalton. So we'll just. Zeke is still good. Zeke is still good. I kind of wanted him to sit down for a little bit, though. I wanted Zeke to sit down and not, force anything because, we may talk a lot of shit about Zeke, but Zeke will be a lot better when his offensive line gets right and Dak Prescott comes back, So, we shouldn't just be getting rid of pieces for the sake of getting rid of pieces. So I'm not just going to be the guy that's firing people. But Jalen Smith got to go! Oh, buddy, old pal, Jalen Smith got to get up out of here, boy. Jalen Smith has got the boogie. Did y'all see his little, you know what? This is the internet. I can go to Twitter. I can go to Voch's Twitter. I can scroll down and I can find the Jalen Smith clip just in case some of y'all not as social media savvy. Oh, it's pulled up. Oh, there it goes. Hey, shouts out to me and my setup. All right, cool. All right. If you want to call into the show, the number is 515-606-5187, access code 309104. It's on the screen, and I'll be putting it in the chat box in a little bit. But yeah, this is what Jalen Smith did today. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what he's trying to accomplish with that. You know what I mean? But hey, we had a good little field day, buddy. We had a good little field day. Look, I posted. I posted. Y'all got to follow me on Twitter, dog. Y'all got to follow me on Twitter because I just be clowning these people, right? We've got to draft Nick Bolton immediately. That's just how I feel. And we just had other little handful of things that we needed to put on Twitter. Let me refresh Tankathon so we can get the. Hold on, let me just one more time for the one time. Listen, man, you play to win the game. Understood. You play to win the game, and I totally agree. But look, if losing is in your spirit in the first place, then it just kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? It just kind of is what it is. We're not hoping for losses. I just want to get everybody clear there. We're not hoping that we lose because there's some misconception in the draft community is that we're hoping that we lose, and nobody wants to lose games. It's just sometimes you got to do for the greater good of the team. You just got to do what makes sense a little bit. You know what I mean? And some of the time, bro, like going out and doing some of these things, just winning these little pointless games, it just doesn't make sense for the team. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We will get no higher than what we are now. We're going to be sitting at 6-10. So the Panthers and the Broncos play today. So if you hope to get any higher than what you are now, the highest you can go is it's looking like 8, and that's because Detroit won. So you're not going to get any higher than Detroit. So if the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos take care of business, then we'll be good to go. We'll be straight to boogie, you know. But that's considering if, you know what I mean. We'll cross that road whenever we get there. But I would love to hear from y'all, man. Let me move this out the way. There you go. Let me move it out the way. And then let me run over to the chat box. Let me scurry on over to the chat box. And let's just go 515-606-5187. Set it off. Chris will not be he will not be setting us off today. He's doing some work. He's training over there, being a good teacher that he is, but he is going to get a shout out on this channel because that's my guy, and I'm Voch Lombardi. That's how we boogie over here. So one time for Chris, you know what I mean? While he's riding around and training, he's one half of Frankly Football on YouTube. You go over there, check him out. Him and my man Brandon. Brandon should be calling in at some point, just to keep this thing in good motion. 515-606-5187 is the number to call in, and access code 309104. There you go. Yes, Detroit lost, but like they lost by like 2. Like they was about to win. The Vikings were really gonna hold us down in that, but we weren't held down at all. We got a super chat here from Arturo Gamino. What's happening, brother? And you got to put that "ño" on there because there's a tilde over the end. There's your daily Spanish lesson. You know what I'm saying? Arturo Gamino. He says this is for you to talk trash on Jalen Smith. That man celebrates even when he has bad plays. Well, this is my whole thing about Jalen Smith. Since you're gonna pay me $10 to talk shit about Jalen Smith, Jalen Smith is pretty delusional about who he is. He's delusional about who he is, and I think Jalen has a handbook of things you're supposed to do, and he ends up being an actor. You know, if I can quote Dwayne Carter, he says, "I can never win an Oscar because I don't know how to act." You know what I'm saying? Jalen Smith is a bad actor, and it seems like he's going through acting school. You know, in a sense of, hey, Jalen, what does a good leader do? But the problem is that he's doing it in a very showy type fashion, opposed to naturally showing it. He's manufacturing leadership in a way that he'll come out to the podium and he'll be like, yeah, man, you know, as a leader of this team, I just want to da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. You know, you'll see him kind of looking like he's pretending to scream at people and get guys in check because he wants that image of him being a good leader. You'll see him. Let me go back to Twitter real fast. Just run back to Twitter real quick. Hold on. You'll see him do things like get in the face of this young man because in his mind, that's what leaders are supposed to do. In his mind, leaders are supposed to, be physical, be tough and gritty, get in the face of the other team and all this nonsense or whatever. So Jalen think, I'm about to be a leader. Let me start a fight with the rival team. You know, things like that. Let me rally my troops. Let me high five and congratulate everybody. Let me bring energy to my team. And what Jalen doesn't understand is that when the whole product doesn't end up working out for him and he's not a player that lives up to that leadership, he ends up looking silly. Now if you're, there's a lot to leadership. You have to be in a certain position. You have to be not appointed, but everybody has to kind of look at you as that guy. Then you have to produce on the field, and everything has to have a very natural feel. Jalen's not a very natural leader, so he ends up looking very silly. In the back end of these leadership exchanges because he's not doing it the right way. Do I appreciate his effort? Sure, Jalen Smith, we appreciate your effort because we need those things to be a great football team. But if it's not naturally you, Playboy, it's just not naturally you. That just is what it is. You understand? I hope that was a good. I hope that was a good enough cross-examining of Jalen Smith for you, sir. There you go. But yeah, man, it just is what. Hey, look, who's playing their ass off, who's probably going to be a leader of this team one day, and I hope he's around for a while. Like Donovan Wilson, you want to talk about? Oh, also, I got this. My mom got me this for Christmas, by the way. It got a little cup with Cowboys on it. Then you flip it around. It got Voch Lombardi and the logo beaming. You know what I'm saying? We can't hold it down for moms. You know what I'm talking about? Just what girl? Cat the top tier for that. But Donovan Wilson has been playing his butt off, man. Brother Reeves says Jalen want to be an Avenger so bad. Happy New Year's, everyone. Facts. Jalen Smith wants to give that imagery, man. He wants to paint that picture, but that ain't him. And Victor Martinez says, who do we choose to replace Nolan? I don't watch film on coaches, so I don't really know who's available. I don't know who's good. Do we seek someone within the NFL or elsewhere? Much love. Keep your head up, Dallas Cowboy for life. I don't know. I mean, keep it within house. Bring George Edwards in and just kind of let him fly, let him boogie a little bit. Right brick on my brick. You know what I'm saying? I expect Donovan Wilson to be on this team for a long time, man. Donovan Wilson needs to just be around. He just needs to be around. I don't know how we're going to make him fit. The good thing about him is that he can play both safeties, but where you see him make his plays at, you see him making plays as strong safety, whether it be him blitzing, whether it be him making tackles in the box. I talked about one play earlier where they were running to the outside and Donovan really set that edge. Then he cross-face, got back in and make the play versus the run. All that stuff is top tier. Then being able to make plays in the passing game, Donovan Wilson, we giving you a war call, man. When are we going to have a conversation on Mike McCarthy and hold him accountable? That no call was ridiculous, and I don't want poor decision making when 4 comes back. That's incredibly fair. Nene dropping a 10 in the super chat. Appreciate you, man. But that's fair enough. Mike McCarthy wasn't perfect. Now. I try to, cut people some bail, right? I try to be as fair as I could possibly be when we're having conversations about these coaches, right? I'm not saying, that I defend Mike Nolan, but I do have times to where I look at Mike Nolan and be like, you know what? If Mike Nolan had an Aaron Donald, Mike Nolan probably wouldn't be as terrible, but we don't have an Aaron Donald. We have who we have, so you have to play with who you have. When I look at Mike McCarthy, I go, you know what? If Mike McCarthy had 4 the entire year and his defense wasn't horrid, then Mike McCarthy would probably be better. But where I give Mike McCarthy the foot up the ass is, Mike McCarthy, it is your job to handle the coaching staff, right? And it seems like the brightest parts about the coaching staff are the guys that Mike McCarthy had no control over, whether it be Fossil and Kellen Moore, Nussmeier being quarterback coach for Dak and quarterbacks or whatever. Those guys are guys that the Joneses put in place. So now, is it the Joneses' fault that Mike McCarthy can't pick his assistant coaches? Absolutely, because it's their job to kind of oversee that kind of deal or whatever. Opposed to letting Eberflus walk. Should he be the DC of this team? Absolutely, 100%, Mr. Wolf. But you just chose to hang on to Marinelli and let Jason Garrett pick that whole thing. So yeah, you can hold guys accountable in that way. And we probably should have challenged that play at the end of the drive there, but we probably would have won the game if we'd have challenged that thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? We probably would have won. We probably would have messed around and won the game if we'd have did that. You know what I mean? We don't want to do nothing crazy here. But that is what that is, though. Let me check out my other super chats. We got Mr. Chicken. He also subscribed to the Patreon this week. He wants to go watch those long form film sessions that I do over there. I've been breaking down draft prospects for a few months now. So these draft prospects that y'all been waiting on me to talk about and hear from, I've been talking about them over there on Patreon. So shouts out to Mr. Chicken. Let me just go ahead and wait. Let me hit this, then go. There we go. Good game, fam. Winner of this game is a loser regardless. Philly won't let neither of us in the playoffs. Mr. Chicken is a Giants fan. Shouts out to you, Mr. Chicken. GD, Happy New Year, Voch. How do you feel about drafting Patrick Surtain II in the first round of Alabama connection, Diggs and Surtain, Young Beast? Listen, we gonna have a lot of draft to talk about. We're gonna have a lot of draft to talk about. We're basically in draft mode, and y'all know when this channel turns into draft mode, it's a sight to see. You know, it's a sight to see. So tune in, get ready, and this is the time of year where people from other fan bases kind of gravitate to my channel so they can listen to the draft side of this thing. I'm cool as Cowboy guy, but I put the nipple on the titty in draft world. Let me just work hard one time for draft. Just one time and just pull that up there. So just be ready to share this space with other people, because when draft time gets here, it's going to be lit. And draft time is always fun when you have the opportunity to draft a really good player. I also think something else is going to be very interesting about draft time, just currently where we're at. We get the 10th overall pick. So far, it depends on what happens with Denver and Carolina. Of course, we can upgrade from where we are now, depending on what happens with those teams. I don't know if those two teams win. But our floor is 10th overall pick, which is a pretty good draft pick. But what I like about it the most is not only will we be drafting at 10, but when the rounds flip, like when we go to the second round, we'll go from the third of these 5 and 10 teams to the top of the 5 and 10 teams. So we'll be drafting at 39 or so. You see what I'm saying? So those picks are very important. Not only being 10th overall here, but being able to draft in the top of the second and third. You throw in those comp picks that we got from Byron Jones and Quinn and guys like that. We just gonna have us a funky good time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But we shall wait. I think we'll have all the answers we need by the end of the 3 o'clock games. We'll have all the answers that we need. Washington 6-9. Let me see. Eagles. If the Eagles win, that'll be fine. Washington, that'll be 6. Strength schedule 464, 470. I think we need Washington to win. I think we need Washington to win to stay at 10. I think so, because their strength of schedule is lower than ours. So if they lose, we'll all be 6-10. This cluster of teams here will be 6-10, and yeah, they'll be higher than us, and we'll be pushed back one time. So yeah. We definitely want to either be 10 or higher. We don't want to move back to 11. So if y'all want to put your manifest energy in the air, man, we need to be rooting for the Washington football team tonight. All right. There we go. Let's get into the phones and see what the migration to Voch land has already begun. Watching football team. There you go. There you go. There's gonna be a lot more people that's gonna be tuning in for a draft season. But you're gonna get people that's not gonna be around for draft season. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like my show during draft time. They don't really care about draft. They only care about their Cowboys. But is what it is. The friendly neighborhood blue shell, he dropped a dime in the super chat. He says, I thought Dalton was the future. I thought Dalton was the future, or was the only. That first question make the rest of this sentence hard to read. I'm sorry. I thought Dalton was the future, or was that only the wish of Jerry Jones and Dalton supporters? To the Cowboys fans, let's prepare for a no-name team to represent the NFC East. I thought Dalton was the future, or was that the only wish of Jerry Jones and Dalton supporters? Okay, gotcha. No, sir. Nah, we don't really dig on Dalton that way. We don't dig on Dalton in that way. Nah. I'm getting word that somebody's doing something interesting. We'll be tuned in. Cheryl dropped 25 in the Cashapp. I want to appreciate Cheryl one time for dropping that in the Cashapp there for the support. You know what I'm saying? Let me just one time for the Cheryl, if you have any questions, you can feel free to hop in and we'll talk about. Okay, I see that ain't nice. Okay, cool. Now let's get into the telephone. Let's get into the telephone so we can get some actual reaction to this. Now we talking now, right? We talking now, but there's gonna be this big long season in review type of thing coming up soon. It might even be like a round table one day. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but let's see what y'all got to say. We got plenty. Let's get Jess in first because I know Jess mad that we lost. So we're gonna get her in and we're gonna let Jess boogie, and then we're gonna get back to that brick talk. Know what I'm talking about? Hello, Jess. How are you?
Hey, girls, how are you?
Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's happening with you? What's good?
Oh, nothing. I'm not mad. I'm not feeling stressed over it. Like I said, if they won today, they won. Good thing. I wanted them to win out. They didn't. I mean, look at the stupid no challenge flag. I don't understand what his man's head was, what his eyes was.
Right.
I don't know if they was paid to lose today. I don't know. And I'm not going to stress behind it. All I want to see next year is my Dak Prescott as my head quarterback. Right. Andy Dalton, I guess he was trying to win him a job with the Giants or something. I don't know what his problem was. But throwing the ball straight to him, it wasn't no Cowboy down there in the middle. So he threw right to the man.
Yeah.
But nobody ain't saying nothing about that. This dude stood there and got sacked. This dude just let him sack him. All he said, instead of throwing the ball. What you holding the ball for?
Yeah.
But see, if it had been Dak, Dak this, Dak that. Y'all want to praise this man and want this man to start over our top quarterback, Dak Prescott? Right. Sauter rascal. Right. Then he playing with a hurt hand. Why y'all didn't let Gallimore out there? Right. Let that boy play.
Right.
Then they didn't let Tank and Randy play in the game. I kind of felt like the game was going to go south anyway because my boys went out there for defense.
Right.
And now everybody want to blame Jalen for the loss. He wasn't the only defense player out there playing.
Who else?
Stop blaming that man for everything.
Who else was
the
bad?
dude was doing Jalen all the time. But like I said, you ain't got no good defensive quarterback. I mean, we ain't got no good quarterback out there. We ain't have no good defensive coach to get in them boys and get them boys out there to win. I'm grateful for Diggs. I'm grateful for Gallimore. All them big dogs that got out there and did their job today. For the ones that was slacking, I mean, they can't do it by themselves. They needed all of them there together, but it was so wishy-washy. I don't know what happened. When they let Tank come out there, the defense started doing something. Then they took the man right back off the field. These boys don't want to tank. Them boys didn't want to tank. They wanted to win their last game.
Right.
That's how you lose your team. That's how you lose your team inside of the locker room. That's how you lose your team, period.
Right.
But, like I said, man, hey, also draft. That's what y'all wanted anyway.
Hey.
I mean, I ain't got to worry about it. And
Don't sound sad.
no more about Tank, this and that.
Don't sound sad. Don't cry now. Don't sound sad. We about to get that brick, baby.
Your brick on your brick, man. Your brick on your brick. I love you.
Thank you, Jess. Thanks for the call.
I needed that lad, man. I'm serious. I woke up to a bad call this morning.
Oh, yeah.
School, I lived in my old neighborhood, and we grew up with this guy, and he died in a car accident this morning. I'm like, Lord, they just got ready to have my little cousin's funeral yesterday, then wake up to this. So it was a good thing to be around positivity and laughter. So I'm not mad. I mean, hey, I want Dak back anyway.
There you go, Jess. Thank you so much for your call, and we gonna pray for you in this draft season. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate it. Now let me cut my volume back up there. Hey man, look here. Let me tell you something, man. When Jess get on the phone and say, "Look, I thought we was gonna lose anyway. It's time to get that draft pick." When Jess come on the phone and say that, that means we have won, ladies and gentlemen. We have won, but we will send condolences and prayers and positive thoughts and feelings in her direction. Let's get back into the show and boogie. Let's see. Short Dog on the phone telling us what the streets looking like. What's good, Short Dog?
What's up, Voch?
Coolin', my guy. What you got?
Bro, look, I mean, I came in looking at this game, and it was a game that I felt like, you know, we had to lose, but it was going to be pretty hard to lose if we were going to go in doing what we need to do. But my whole thing is this: how many games can McCarthy lose for us, bro? Like, how many games? He comes out against the Rams, he puts out Brandon Knight. Well, I'm still having those tremors of Brandon Knight, bro. I'm still actually thinking Cam Irvin was Hotel Adams, Eric Williams out there. Like, I don't know if it's post-traumatic stress or what it is, but this guy's terrorized this team, bro. He's made bad decision after bad decision. He's been late, and like Jess says, one thing that drives me crazy, look at the snap counts for these guys. You're paying $20 million. Yeah. Gregory's getting in shape. That's one thing I'd give Marinelli, is he let those guys play. He wasn't putting on no rotation. He would let them go off when they needed to. That's one thing that CD ain't getting a lot of snaps. They rotate a lot of guys. I don't know with the coaching. I'm glad that they signed our boy, Callan. I hope that this was enough to get McCarthy fired, but I don't think it is. You know, I don't think Jerry's going to do that. But hell, if they fire McCarthy and then we're sitting on the 10th pick for 7 rounds, bro, that's pretty good stuff, dog. Sure. You know, that's what I was looking at right there. My nephew came in, he's all like, what do you think about this game? I said, what do you think? I said, do you want this W and get our ass kicked next week by Tampa and pick 19, or get our hearts broken later on tonight and have to wait for everybody else to get in front of us, or you want to straight get to the bridge? That's what we are right now. That's it. I just want to see a Dak contract, and I want to start putting pieces around him long term. And you know what it do. Watch, we'll be with you while you build the team.
100%, Mr. Wolf.
Cowboys need to hire you, my guy.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Hey, look, stay tuned, man. We're going to have a fun draft season. I know a lot of people brand new to this thing. They only came in. Last season was their first draft season. Draft season's always fun like that. We're going to have another good time this year, man. Appreciate it, Short Dog.
And one last thing, we need to get Voch's subs up, bro. We at 50,000, 59,000 for way too long. Everybody sub. You got one homie to bring to the table. That's it. We need to get the content out, bro. We need to give the king some more people to be on. So everybody hit that like button and subscribe to my guy Voch. If not, you lying, bro.
Appreciate it, Short Dog, my guy. Salute.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time for Short Dog, one time for him. Just, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? One time. We got some interesting people on the phone. We got some ladies on the line. So this is what we going to do. Big Cook, Colin, AJ, the camera technology man, the lunatic JR, need y'all to chill because we got ladies on the phone. And, you know, we just do things the right way here. We open doors here. We throw flower petals on the floor here. We pull out chairs here. You know what I'm saying? We yes ma'am, no ma'am around here. So I'm gonna need y'all to pause for a second. We're gonna get these ladies on the phone, and we're gonna get right back with y'all. We're gonna get Diana on the phone because she ain't called in a minute. We're gonna check in with her, and then we're gonna go to Aisha, and then I guess we'll get back to these fellas, I guess, and bring Lunatic in and see what he talking about. All right, let's book it. Let's get Diana on the phone first. Hey, Miss Diana.
Well, hello, Voch. I am so happy to get a chance to talk to you today.
Okay. Likewise. Been a while. Long time no see.
Yes, it has, but I have actually been keeping up with everything. I've just been busy with my patent and everything, but I had to call in today.
Understood. Let's boogie. What's on your mind today?
It's about the little red water pistol. You know.
Wait a minute. She ain't calling any dog little water pistol now, did she?
Yeah, apparently he left home and he forgot to turn the faucet on.
Go ahead. Let us know. Let us know.
All he did was drip, drip, drip today. And, you know, they want to, say that the little red water pistol is better than Dak. Right. They're crazy. Right. They're absolutely lunatic. I am not upset about what happened today. Not at all.
Right.
But who knows? This may give JJ a reason to think that maybe he should keep the little red water pistol because he does have a history of paying quarterbacks that have losing records.
Right.
So who knows? He may just do that.
Right.
But Dak is sitting back and he's counting his money because he's going to either get it here or he's going to get it somewhere else.
Yeah. All I hope, though, the only thing that I hope is that we all sit down at a table with some common sense and not try to mess each other over. I know that's how business works, and you want to get the best deal you possibly can. Let's not say mess each other over, but I think the organization clearly wants Dak. Dak clearly wants to be a Cowboy. What I need is for Ty France to just get Dak the best money that he can, but not to overdo it. Just let's just get this thing figured out so we can move on from it, so we can just put it all behind us.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with you, and I think where JJ has made the mistake is that I remember he always stated that if he wants a deal, when have I ever not gotten a deal done that I wanted to get done? Well, Dak was the first month. Mm-hmm. Because he forgot that there's deals that's being made on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of his major issues and I think that's what happens with a lot of rich people is that they're in their own world and sometimes they forget that other people can think too.
Right.
And I think that's what happened in this case. And so he figured, okay, I put enough pressure, what I end up ultimately offering, he's going to accept, and it didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So I think in the end, whatever is best is going to happen. He just wants to have his cake and eat it too.
Right.
He wants to get him as cheap as possible, but he still wants to have his skill. And Dak said, "No, I'm worth a little bit more than the little red water pistol." Mm-hmm. So I think that's where we are right now. And so, but I was watching the post game live, and absolutely these shows are blaming everybody but the red water pistol. Okay, if he's supposed to be the red rifle, he should have been shooting straight.
Well, see,
and he just wasn't doing that.
This is my thing about Dalton, though. Dalton is who he is, and he's been there for a while. And I think what happens is sometimes as fans, we find any type of positivity and cling on to it. So when we beat the last few teams that we beat, the terrible Bengals, the terrible Eagles, and the terrible 49ers, that some people were under the impression that Dalton was better than what he was. But when you play against these better defenses, like the Giants aren't a bad defense. But then you move on to these playoff level defenses or whatever, Andy's gonna be who he's been the whole time, and that's not very good at all.
That's right. And if you think about the last time that we played New York, what happened? We had a lead when the red water pistol got in there. Mm-hmm. We lost all of that, and we only won by 3 points.
Right. Dak
had a score. Zeke had 2 scores, and I think everything else must have been field goals. Right. But we lost all of that. Mm-hmm. And so this was a prime example to show whether or not he could do something. Mm-hmm. And he's efficient depending on who he's playing, who they are playing actually. Sure. But there is a picture of Coop, Lamb, and
Gallup,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And somebody put it on Twitter, and it's like they're looking like, what the heck just happened? Where's Dak? And you should see it. But laying all jokes aside, I was just prepared for all the excuses that presently are coming out right now. They're blaming any isolated incident on the Cowboys losing, and apparently they're forgetting all of the possible interceptions that could have occurred today, the one that did occur, and the sacks that did not have to occur. Mm-hmm. And, of course, they are blaming his non-throwing hand as well, which is it's just ridiculous.
That's crazy. Listen, whatever you do.
I just wanted to vent a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You did well. Listen, whatever you do, don't listen to the outside noise, because they're going to try to come up with all these little narratives or whatever. Don't listen to them. Stay focused, because you have a great football mind and you tune into my show. But we're not gonna lean into that, Andy's good mess. We're gonna be Dak Prescott moving forward, and we may not hear the name Andy Dalton ever again. Thank you so much, though. This call was incredible. We always welcome you to call back in again. All right.
Okay, and thank you so much for your show. I try to keep up with what you do on Yahoo too, and I think everybody needs to do that. You are the man.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Thank you so much. We're going to give her one big collective war call. 1, for saying Voch the man, and for 2, Lil Red Water Pistol is crazy. Come on. Little red water pistol, wild fam. Y'all, hey, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Now let's get Aisha on the phone and see what she talking about. You're gonna have to do better than little red water pistol there. So what you got? What's your name for Andy Dog? What it is though?
I don't think I have a name that good.
I'm gonna have to get you about the phone then too. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Now
we
we
made some really good points.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Since you ain't okay, go ahead. My bad.
No. I don't have a name for him. I don't think that he's deserving of a nickname at this point. Today was hard to watch.
That's fair.
Him taking those sacks and putting us out of position and things like that. It was ugly.
Sure.
But I think I have 3 points. So Donovan Wilson, I think I put it in the chat like 4 times, but seeing his play is huge for me, and I think for the team overall, especially going into the year. You know, everybody's been saying we've been needing a safety, and it kind of feels good. Obviously, we have to address the free part of it, but it feels good to finally have a guy that we really have faith in. I think every guy we've been looking at for safety for a while has been like,
right.
He has this, but I think Donovan Wilson has a lot of ceiling, so I'm excited about him. What I was going to ask is, I think that shoring up the middle of the D line is going to help both sides of the ball, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So I was going to ask you, I wonder if have you done any film on DTs? I don't know yet. Anyway.
Yes.
If we do draft a DT, at the position we are now, do you think we're going to have a DT fall to us, and do we take them first round? Because, like I said, I know we have Tristan Hill coming back, Bill McCoy or whatever, but it's tough sledding in the middle of that field, and our linebackers are getting killed. And I think our secondary is going to be better than what I think we expected, especially with Donovan Wilson and Diggs. But I'm just like, so do we draft the DT at 10 if it's there, if a good one is there?
No. No, not at 10th overall, and that's for a lot of different reasons. One, okay, so we look at DT 2 different ways. You look at 3 techs and 1 techs. There are no 3 techs that I would consider good enough this year to take in the first round. That's
pretty much what I was asking, to be honest. I guess I just asked it wrong. I wanted to know if you thought anybody was worthy of being drafted there, because that's something we really, really, really need to address this offseason.
However, I don't necessarily think that we need 3 techs. I like what Neville and my son Tristan Hill can end up being. I like what they are. And there were some rumblings that Gerald McCoy is possibly going to be a guy that'll possibly come back. I'm fine with that. What I need is my 1 tech position to be better. And what happens with 1 techs is 1 techs aren't pass rushers, so the league values them as less valuable. Unless they're like a Vita Vea kind of guy to where they fat as hell but they can run real fast, 1 techs normally fall. So you can take a corner or just the best player with your first pick, but you can find like a Marvin Wilson, Florida State, in the 2nd round. You can find a Jordan Davis from Georgia. You can find him in the 4th round. You can find a Jay Tafulele in the 4th round or whatever. You can find 1 techs, and I think 1 techs will make 3 techs better, and that'll make your ends and linebackers better.
Okay, because I what I'm seeing a lot of too is, you see Randy's Randy's insane right now. I know we're talking about him, but to see him in a game, it's crazy. Like, his get off is insane, and I'm seeing him get that penetration and get that pressure, and you see these quarterbacks step up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get, or our DTs will be getting if we have the guys out there, you know what I'm saying, that could shore up those tackles.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what I took from today's game. I think offensively, you pretty much know what you are. Like, I don't feel like I learned anything differently offensively this year, besides Dalton Schultz. Other than that, I feel like everything else is what we thought it was, to be honest. So. But defensively, I'm excited about your draft talk and what's going to happen with the team next year.
Greg in the chat box says it's the return of Tater Tot. Remember they was calling you Tater Tot pull up.
Man, listen,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
trying not to say it so much.
Wait.
It's not that funny, man.
If y'all don't know what tater time mean, y'all should watch the show a little bit more. But yeah, your boy Donovan was pretty good today. Give me your reaction on some Donovan, and then give me your reaction on Jordan Lewis being terrible and probably not gonna make the team next year. Just give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I almost said tater tot. Donovan Wilson, I think me and you talked about him before. I talked about him this summer with you quite a bit, and you see a lot of, I call him a baby Jamal Adams, me personally. I think, like you said in your film the other day, you said that you feel like he's better in coverage. I also think that too. But him having a nose for the ball, man, like, and you can just see that it's rubbing off on Trayvon Diggs. Like, I mean, I really feel like them together is going to be really nice. We just need a nice complementary corner on the other side of the field. Yeah. But I like what I see from him. I like that he comes down, he hits hard. I like that he's always around the ball, hustle. Sure. And he to me, he looks like he thinks the ball is his. And that's what you want from your safety. Like, he doesn't think anybody else deserves to have the ball. He's trying to rip it out almost every play to see him make a tackle, and it's just impressive. I'm excited to see him. Jordan Lewis, I don't know, between him and Xavier Woods, I don't know who's really been worse, who's declined more. They just don't look like they took that next step. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, they don't look like they took that next step into their careers. And you see that with a lot of young players. Sometimes they don't take that next stride, you know, into the next part of their contract. So It is what it is. Like, they're going to have to move around. I was laughing that Xavier Woods decided to my hype today after he said this year guarding the team. But, yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for Donovan Wilson. I'm excited for the secondary. I really am.
Right.
I know that sounds stupid probably to a lot of people, but I'm excited.
Well, peep this out, though, too, Aisha. I appreciate you for calling in. I got 1,000 callers, and it sounds like your phone's going in and out. It's probably because you...
yeah, I'm traveling.
Yeah, because you are driving up under them trees. You hang your phone out the window. So thank you so much.
I'm traveling.
And we'll touch bases with you again. Thank you so much there. We got some super chat. Thank you. We got some super chatters there. We're going to go ahead and touch base on them there. Warren Duncan says... We get the offensive tackle of the future in the draft plus a defensive tackle. I don't know. We'll see, but we got plenty of time to speculate. Once we get the final order of bricks in place, then I'll let y'all know exactly how draft is gonna look. It's just too wide open right now. Paul Bracamonte says, I think it's good we didn't get a high pick or a playoff spot. I'm sorry, the first part of that sentence kind of took the rest of me. I think it's good we didn't get a high pick or a playoff spot. The temptation may have been too much for Jerry. Okay, you was worried about us drafting a quarterback with that pick. I don't think we're going to draft a quarterback. I think Dak was going to be the guy no matter what. If we were going to get the high pick, you trade back and get more picks. You know what I'm saying? That's what the mindset was. So we ain't got big brick no more, but that 10th overall brick could be important to us. So we'll just keep tabs on that one. As long as we're not at the 19th brick, that'd have been bad for us. Or the 15th for that matter. Brother Robbie dropped 50 in the super chat. He said, Voch. He said this in all caps too. Voch, appreciate your passion and keep things real. Your passion, how I keep things real. Appreciate you. Let's see what 2021 with Dak and some new guys looks. Salute. Appreciate you, Brother Robbie. 2021 will be fantastic. This draft season will be fantastic. That's when I really get in my bag. So be sure y'all tune in. We got a bunch of callers, 17 of them. We're going to get to y'all in a minute. Appreciate y'all. And Miss Diane dropped a dime in the super chat. Thank you so much. One more time. Just one more. Little red water pistol there. She says, there is nothing better than honest facts and evaluations. Love you, Voch, exclamation. If you have integrity, the views gonna come. If you have the integrity, the views gonna come. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else can manufacture whatever they want to do. We're going to keep things as honest as we possibly can. I honestly feel like I've been lazy and shorting y'all a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So just whenever I get out this funk, I promise you, I do work hard. Don't get it. I do work hard, but I feel like I can do so much more, man. And I just come to that realization every now and then. This ain't a New Year's resolution. This is something I've been thinking about since like November, whatever. We're gonna get right and make this thing what it can be. We're gonna reach our highest potential in this thing. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate y'all for hanging in there, boogieing with me, sticking with me. You know what I mean? It's Mr. Nuff to you. Appreciate you, Mr. Nuff. Drop 5 in the super chat. McCarthy is going to get rid of the weak links on this team, like him. McCarthy's gonna get rid of the weak links on this team, like John Kreese and Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Appreciate you, player. Salute, salute, salute. Let's get into these phones, man. We got plenty of them. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's put Tankathon back up on the screen and get back into motion. You understand? We got plenty calls. Y'all hang tight, man. We got the Lunatic up next. Florida Trey on deck. Big Cook in the hole. Yes. All right, let's do this. Lunatic, he's up first. What's up, player? ¿Qué pasó?
Voch, buenas tardes. I've got mixed emotions. My Cowboys won. Every time you step on the field, no matter. If you compete, you want to do it to win. That's, I say, always win.
Sure.
But still, second quarter, fourth quarter, my numbers hit. And thanks to the fourth quarter, that ugly final score, I got a new custom wooden Cowboys table and matching ice chair. So I'm conflicted, but here's my question.
Lunatic.
Do you think Stephen Jones has been talking about bringing back defensive tackle McCoy? I mean, are we gonna nickel and dime us again on defensive tackle, or are we gonna see, you know what? Let's go spend out that New York Giants nose tackle Tomlinson. He's coming. He's gonna be a free agent, and you have said it over and over again. Your defensive tackle play affects your linebackers, and it makes any secondary look bad. Are we finally gonna be able to go and spend some money out there, or are we just gonna go with, you know what? This'll be enough. What do you think?
I think we should. I know Gerald McCoy is in the talks. He's not with the team now, but it was because of injury, and it was in the contract. Like, they had this pre-known information that Gerald could be dealing with some injuries or whatever. So we got out of that with no money. Cool, fine. So I think now what we have to ask ourselves, though, Lunatic, is how much money do we save with the guys that aren't going to be on the team anymore? So your cornerbacks that are on the rookie contracts, we have to think about what's going to happen with linebacker, because I don't think Van Der Esch is going to get hit with his 5th-year option. We'll see what happens with that. Guys like Tyrone Crawford are probably going to free us up a little bit. Then plus we got guys we can hit buttons on, and we can get rid of some money there. So it's a lot of different things that we could do. Plus, if Andy Dalton doesn't come back and Garrett Gilbert is your backup, then that's another like $2.5 million that you could just play with. I think Dak's money is set aside already. Plus, signing Dak would actually save you money. So that's just one thing to get clear there. He's probably going to get tagged, but he's only going to get tagged not with the intention to tag him. He's going to get tagged to give us more time to sign him. That's just how that's going to be. So roughly, depending on how much money you can make, I don't really want the one big knockout player, because I think sometimes we get expectations too high when we look for that one big knockout player. I don't think that's how the Jones do business. What I do want, if I can get guys to where I can cover a lot of bases, kind of like how we did the year before, and like if we could just find a guy for $7 million that can get us 10 sacks, we could just find a guy that can just come in and do his job. Sure, Dalvin Tomlinson, I don't know what the one-tech market is, but he's a guy that I would bring in that'll fix your one-tech and run game on defense immediately. So 100%, Mr. Wolf, you ain't said nothing wrong yet.
And as far as I love that red water pistol, because he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. Here's what Jerry proved this week. He opened up the wallet. Not only that, he told Kellen Moore, McCarthy's got 3 years. After that, you're going to be the Cowboys head coach. So 78-year-old Jerry is in win mode now. So I know Dak Prescott will be signed, but here is my worry. Last year, who led the league in drops? Our wide receivers did. This year, who's in the top 2? We are. So what the hell? It doesn't matter who you have back there if wide receivers keep dropping crucial passes. Look at CeeDee Lamb, wide open at the end of the game, dropped it. He tapped himself, but as I said, it got me a Cowboys table set, so I don't care. But it could be an issue later on. It might not be a missed catch, but a timeful drop next year could be critical. How do we fix that? 2 years in a row? Come on, 2 different quarterbacks, 2 different systems. Well, not to say it's the same system, but what's going on?
No clue. I would have to go back and look over the film and, look at it. The last time this happened, I looked over every single drop and I cross-examined to figure out what was going on. And it was just a lot of, focus drops. But I think what it is that sometimes when you pass the ball so much, just as a floor percentage, your drops go up. Now, that's not an excuse because we shouldn't be second. But, let me look that number up, do some more research and get into it. I didn't know we were second. But, let me just figure that out first before I give a word on that.
Sounds good, Voch, because, hey, a top 10 pick in every round sounds good to me. We got, 10 or 11 picks. We can reload. We can bundle some of those picks, target some of those players. We can be active.
Now, wait a minute now, Brother Lunatic, because a couple weeks ago, you were saying that, you play to win the game. Now, when we was trying to get these bricks, Lunatic, you wanted us to beat the 49ers now, sir. What are you saying? What are you saying now?
Again, you want a winning culture? You start by winning. But I'm also realistic. Hey, if it looks like... That's why the first half, when I saw the first half, I said, we're out of this game. They came out flat. Yeah. New York is just... it will make it interesting, but I expected after the middle of the second quarter said we're going to lose this game because we came out flat. But no matter what, again, next offseason is going to be interesting again. You know what? 2020, the remnants of that pandemic might spill over. We're going to have another modified offseason, so it's going to make it interesting. But no matter what, you know what I say? Yeah. Go Cowboys, because it's always Puro, Pinche, Cowboys. Thanks a lot, Voch. Look forward to the draft talk.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. We will definitely have the best draft talk y'all can find on YouTube, man. I think that's something that we take a lot of pride in on this show. We take a lot of pride in our draft talk. Let me just say 1 second. Let me just cue my button here. Whenever we can get Jess and Brother Lunatic on the Brick Talk, we have indeed won. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Tyrone Church says the Little Red Hug Juice. He say the Little Red Hug Juice is not healthy for the Cowboys. Understood. Appreciate you, Mr. Church. Bill Go Mets. Appreciate you, brother Bill. It was about years, not money, with Dak Prescott. Sure, 100%. And that's another thing that I kind of get into a lot of arguments with people for. I mean, it's not like Jerry didn't want, or the front office. It's not like they didn't want to sign Dak Prescott. They offered him the best, the best quarterback contract money in the league. Just that the years didn't add up or whatever. I just hope that they can get to the table and just figure it out, man. Figure it out so we're not just sitting up here back and forth. And man, let's get this thing done, get this thing figured out so we can move on with our life. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Let's get back to the phone. We got plenty calls. I don't want to lock this thing. I don't want to lock it just yet, because there's always an opportunity to play a little bit of a clock game. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Eastside Harold in here speaking Spanish. Eastside Harold has got to be depressed, because if it's week 17 and you ain't talking about winning and you ain't talking about drafting to get picks, boy, you just mirrors all up. I'd be surprised if Eastside Harold even watched the game today. I wouldn't even watch the game. But we ain't got to give it no attention. We got Florida Trey up next, Big Cook on deck, and Colin in the hole. Let's boogie. Florida Trey, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Bob? What's going on, man?
Coolin', man. What you got for the show?
Well, first on college football, I saw Clemson. I didn't like none of they cornerbacks. I mean, I know it was just one but I just didn't like what they was doing. So I'm hoping we looking at. No, I know they had Kendrick supposed to be they top corner. I ain't see him doing too much of nothing.
Right.
Andy Dalton. Yeah, y'all can give him all the nicknames. He don't shift the line. He don't pick up none of the blitzes. He's like J.R. Smith, bro. He's hot and cold. Like, he just can't win. I do not want him on the team. Like, for real. If we don't sign Dak, I'm going wherever Dak is going.
Yep.
So I don't care if he's a Jacksonville Jaguar. I'll be there. Yep. I'm telling you.
Yep.
And then I just got one question. Who was playing in front of, like, what D tackle was playing in front of Jalen 2 years ago when he was getting 120 tackles? Because it just looked crazy. He looked like he limping. I don't know. Jalen is just looking terrible right now.
It was Antoine and let's go see. I'll go look it up for you. I'll go look it up. Let's go. I mean, unless you knew already, unless you know who.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I don't know, play. I'm gonna have to go look that one up. You say 2 years ago?
2 years ago when he made the Pro Bowl.
That's 2018 and 2018. Let's see. That was Antoine Woods then. Yeah. But, you know, it was a combination of Antoine and Malik Collins and David Irving was around and, you know, guys like that, you know.
Oh, yeah. I think he got, well, I know y'all saying he's probably going to be out of there. I had high hopes for him because, you know, his whole story or whatever, but he's playing pretty weak right now. We got to get rid of him. Yeah. And last thing, I'm glad we got Donovan Wilson back there. Now we don't really need a Earl Thomas or nothing. We need a DB who just won't let the receiver get behind him. Like, it's clear you playing deep half, and I don't know why they just looking in the backfield. It's crazy. They always getting beat. It's frustrating, man, honestly.
Sure.
But that's all I really had, man. Just talk about that there, man. I appreciate you.
All right, you just wanted to call in and let us know you was upset. I appreciate you, player. I appreciate you for the track. All right, man. Salute.
All right. Man. Salute.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I do think we should just be better at the D tackle position. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox for Jalen Smith. Jalen do a lot of goofy stuff, but I do think Jalen, Van Der Esch, I think Sean Lee would be better if our D tackle play was a little bit better. I don't know. We'll talk about it. What else he was saying? He was saying something else. I could have commented on. He was saying something else. I don't know. We forgot. Back to the phones. Everyone, we have a gang of callers on the line, so just be aware that we have a gang of callers on the line, you know? Don't hold me all day. Big Cook up next. Colin on deck. AJ, the camera technology guy, in the hole. Let's boogie. Big Cook, what's happening?
What's good, Voch, man? We've been patient with Mike this year, bro.
Sure.
We've been real patient with him, and he in my opinion, man, he's been a disappointment his first year. And his first year, he's been a disappointment, especially with decision-making, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Kellen Carter plays, but at some point, you got to put your foot down. Why are we in 5 wide on the 7-yard line? Like, that just don't make sense with me. You pay Zeke all his money, and we in 5 wide. You can at least, if you're going to pass the ball, at least have Zeke in the backfield. You got Zeke motion out in the 5 wide. Zeke's not a efficient slot guy. If you're going to do that, put Pollard in there. If you're going to do that, the defense don't really take that serious when they see Zeke motion out into coverage. Like, that just didn't make sense to me, man.
Well, Zeke was motioned out wide to get a feel for what the coverage was, not to make Zeke a part of the receiving game. Yeah.
And my thing is, if you motion them out there, there's no way you seen something that you like and you run that play, because it looks like Andy expected something that wasn't there. Because it looks like Terrence Steele had slid. He had picked up. Everybody slid one gap down and left the DM free, which was I believe Leonard Williams. He came free, so everybody had slide protected. So I'm guessing they had some type of play that was supposed to be going to the left side of the field, which didn't work.
I don't mind the play because I don't want our O line to be responsible for moving their D line. Like their D line is really good, and we talk about the Washington D line, but I think Dexter Lawrence, Dalvin, Leonard Williams, old buddy that they got over there too. I think they're a really good line too, and I think that something was seen earlier to where you just don't want to be running guys up the middle, just running guys directly up a gap because it just may not be a good matchup for us. I didn't mind, getting everybody spread out a little bit, the little 5 wide look, because you pay Zeke, but you pay Cooper too. You know what I'm saying? So, it just depends. It just depends.
Another thing is, man, I've been yelling at my TV all year at Xavier Woods, man. Him and Anthony Brown, it's like I don't know what they be doing, bro. I don't know what they be doing, but it's just bad, bro. It's bad, and it ain't all just Nolan defensive play calling. These guys just don't want to tackle. They just look like they just be lost out there. Huh? They just look lost. They just look dumb lost out there.
Well, we gonna draft to fix all that up. You know what I'm talking about?
What you think about signing Justin Simmons and keeping Donovan?
No, I mean, let me ask you a question. So what Justin Simmons film have you seen to make you real like Justin Simmons? I'm not calling you out in particular. I'm just asking in general. My
homeboy, homeboy is a diehard Denver fan, and I tend to watch some games with him. And Justin Simmons he always seemed to be around the ball. In my opinion, he just always seemed to be around the ball.
I feel like sometimes we get in the anybody but mindset, or we get into a mindset sometimes of that anybody that's mentioned will take that dude, So I think about Justin Simmons, right? Like I would pay a free safety if I'm getting a Malik Hooker kind of guy, or a Prime Earl kind of guy, Kevin Byard kind of guy,
or Buda Baker.
Sure, 100%.
Got you.
I don't know if Justin's that guy or if he's better than what we have. If he's simply a guy that's better than what we have, I would rather draft a guy for cheap that's better than what we have. You see what I'm saying? Opposed to spending money. Because two things I say about this. One, I don't know what the money's going to look like. And two, Denver don't want to sign him for a reason. So I just like to be wary about things like that. Like we want him so bad, but Denver's like, I play a hunt here. Take, you know what I'm saying? Like I just like to be, I just like to be aware of certain plays like that.
And my last thing before I get off here is, how did you feel about the Connors this year? Me personally, I really think Connor McGovern did. I don't know what took them so long to give him a shot. I actually kind of liked him better than Connor Williams, if you ask me.
I think Mike McCarthy sniffing coke, and ESPN will never let me say that. So I'm glad I could just have my own platform where I can say what I want. But it's a lot of things I let Mike McCarthy slide on. So when people ask me, like, Voch, what you think about Mike McCarthy, how he did coaching wise? I don't mind Mike McCarthy coaching wise. I don't mind him like actually making calls. Like, people want to, say fire Mike McCarthy because he didn't, throw the challenge flag on that last play. That's one call I can really look at from Mike McCarthy this year and be like, Mike McCarthy was wrong there. But in terms of managing the game, I think Mike has been fine managing the game. The one gripe I got about Mike McCarthy is that I feel like he plays guys way too late. And it's not like it's diamond in the rough guys like, oh, Isaac Aracon, the guy from Mexico, ended up being a really good left tackle. It ain't like that. Or Guidry, or one of the other guys, right? One of the cornerbacks or whatever. It ain't those guys. It's like the fan base knows you should play Connor McGovern. The fan base knows you should play Donovan Wilson. The fan base knows that you should play Tyler Biadasz. The fan base knows that you should have played Brandon Knight earlier over Terrence Steele. Why doesn't Mike McCarthy know that? That's the one thing that I really got a big problem with him on just evaluating players on his roster when they first get here. That's my big problem.
Got you, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I appreciate your time, bro. Keep doing your thing, dog.
Yes, sir. Salute. That was Big Cook, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that off of there. Clear these lines up one time. Who I said was up next? Colin. Then See, AJ done hung up. But luckily for him, I got a great memory. So we'll go Colin up next, AJ on deck, then JR in the hole. Let's run it. Colin, what's happening?
What's up, Voch? How you doing, brother?
Coolin', my guy. What you got?
Hey, man. We all thought who Andy Dalton was, bro.
But listen, though. Was he anybody but who we thought Andy was in the first place? We ain't learned nothing new about it. We ain't learned nothing new about Andy Dalton today.
I don't know who thought Andy Dalton was this elite.
A lot of people. Plenty people. Look, any video where I'm talking about Dak Prescott or Andy Dalton, go look at them comment sections and just have a blast. Mm-hmm. Go to them comment sections and just have a blast laughing at these people. Please go. There's this video. They was talking about how players getting ready for the season in quarantine. Andy Dalton had like a little net that he was throwing the football in his backyard, and he threw a little pass. The football went in the net with his kids in the background. And there's comments on that video talking about, "Oh, Dak Prescott could never throw the ball in the net like that." I'm like, in a net? In a net? In his backyard?
Oh, boy.
Jesus. Go ahead.
You said they're delusional, Voch. I don't want to see no Andy Dalton on the field again.
Sure.
I'm good on that. I've seen what I saw from him, especially from Cincinnati. I knew what he was. I don't know. Y'all thought Andy was going to be this greatest quarterback of all time, filling in for Dak, but that's besides the point. I expect what this season was going to be, especially when Ford went down.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw how this was going to end, but, I'm being realistic, but hey, it is what it is. On a good note, at least we signed Kellen Moore, so you know what that means.
Sure.
That means we get our big dog, our leader back in the front next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing, I know folks want to get on Jalen Smith. Hey, he had a bad season this year. Sure, yeah, he has, but at least he's on the field. I can't say that for LVE. When it's time we need LVE for a game or so, he's either out or injured.
Sure.
At least Jalen, at least he's on the field. At least he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that for LVE. So, yeah, there's some things you could work on Jalen Smith, especially some things he needs to work on. He needs to stop celebrating every time he makes a play.
Sure.
Like, bro, just think about the next play on, man. We down and you want to celebrate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all fine and dandy, but think about after you get the win, my guy. So
sure. We'll talk about it.
Keep on pushing.
We'll talk about it, man. We will indeed figure it out. Brother Colin, you like to be around for draft season, right?
Oh yeah, of course, especially always.
Okay, then appreciate you, man. See you in the upcoming weeks of draft season. Appreciate you. Salute.
You gonna see me? You take it easy, brother.
My guy. I'm asking this because I know a lot of Cowboys fans. Like I can just be doing my thing, whatever. I just be doing my duty. You know what I'm saying? I be doing my duty, and I be like, oh, I haven't seen this person in a long time in my chat. Because look, contrary to what you all believe, I remember names and profile pics very, very well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just good at it. I'm good at it, and I just recognize people, and y'all hold a very special place near and dear to me because y'all make this whole thing work. You know what I'm saying? But so is Miami out the playoffs? That's interesting. So what it is that I noticed when like, oh, I haven't seen this name in a while. I haven't seen this person in a good little bit. You know what I mean? So I just want to know. I want to know who's going to be around on the channel for draft season. You know what I'm saying? And who's not. You know what I'm saying? SCF management. I ain't seen SCF management in a good little bit. Maybe like a couple weeks I ain't seen SCF. That's a tongue twister. SCF management. I ain't seen them in a little minute. I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to the phone, see what y'all talking about. Let's get back to the phone, see what y'all talking about. Y'all make sure everybody in my chat box is good and comfortable. Y'all make sure all the women is good, that they got drinks and they got snacks on their plates. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we all good here. JR up next. No. AJ, the camera technology guy, is up next. Then JR. Then Q. All right? Then Josh and Dave from New York after that. All right? Now, see, AJ, the camera technology guy, you just can't be hanging up and calling back and just expecting to have your spot. But I just noticed it, so I just got you back in line up there. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you know I appreciate you, my dude. You know I appreciate you.
That's how this works. But go ahead, AJ, the camera technology guy. What you got for the show?
You know I had to call back into the best post-game show on YouTube.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, don't say nothing yet. Stop it. My bad, my guy. Go ahead, man. Do your thing. What you got for the show?
Oh, you good. So it's kind of funny today watching Andy Dalton start off the game and just like seeing him struggle. And I'm like, why is he struggling so much? I mean, he just can't hit his receivers and stuff. And then I started thinking, like, he must be carrying that brick around in his little fanny pack, that little thing he's wearing around his waist.
Must be.
He was carrying the brick, trying to write brick on his brick the whole game.
Right.
That's the only explanation I could come up with.
Right.
Also, after just like the last few games and stuff, that I was realizing something today, man. That Jamal Adams trade a first-round pick for Jamal Adams crowd, they kind of just disappeared, didn't they? Boy,
you know what? While we're doing that, let me pull up the Jets draft picks so we can see what the hell that brick look like moving forward. Go ahead, my guy. I'm listening to you. I'm just gonna pull it up and just look at it. But go ahead.
For real though, I'm getting a picture of like Jerry Jones as Tony Montana sitting there talking to the Jets like right brick on my brick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm gonna keep
6.
my first round draft pick and I'm gonna get Donovan Wilson.
The Jets have 6 top 100 picks this year, fam. That's what I be talking about. They got 6. They got 2, 27, 34, 66, 91, 98. That's what I be saying. That's
That's a bag full of bricks.
Come on, son.
That's a bag full of bricks.
Boy, you could flip the whole street with that. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. My bad.
Man, and also I was hearing, some people arguing with you about Kellen Moore and stuff, and like how, and I'm glad that we signed him. That's great that we got him signed on for the future and stuff. Because quite honestly, even if we're bricking this game and stuff, Kellen Moore is the only reason that we were anywhere close in that game. Because Andy Dalton was trying his best to throw that thing away all game long.
Yeah.
But Kellen Moore was scheming people open, and that little naked boot or whatever you ran. No, it was an option play. But letting Andy keep that on that option play, and some of those other things, like man, Kellen Moore's the only reason we moved that ball at all this game.
Sure.
Because Andy Dalton was not doing anything to help out.
Sure.
Also, I need to come and join you over on Patreon. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I need to come and join the Patreon.
Hey, man.
Is there any people? Are there any people that you've actually watched the 2020 tape on yet, or is it just the 2019 tape and stuff you guys been looking at?
No, we've been having a party over there on Patreon, player. You've been missing. Hold on, time out.
I am missing out. I'm going to come join you right now.
So let me say this for everybody that may be interested. The players that we have watched on Patreon so far, let me just sell my Patreon to y'all real fast. We have watched Azeez Ojulari, Kwity Paye, Patrick Surtain, Rashawn Slater. We have looked at Jamar Chase, Alex Leatherwood, Andre Sisco, Boogie Basham. He's a Senior Bowl guy this year. That's going to be fun. Greg Rousseau, Hamzat Nazir-Ladine, Christian Barmore, J.C. Horn, like all the guys that y'all kind of talk about, Nick Bowden, Joseph Osai, all the guys that we've been talking about, they come on the Patreon first. And I've dropped 4 film sessions on YouTube, but those are like 10 minutes or whatever. These Patreon film sessions, is like 30 of them right now. And like they all like 20 minutes, 30 minutes for like their in-depth breakdowns or whatnot. It's actually me watching the film live with y'all. Then we do polls so you can vote for who you want to look at next. Next week we got Kyle Pitts and Jeremiah Owusu-Kamara from Notre Dame, the linebacker, whatnot. So the Patreon is a fun little place to be, man. It's patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. The link is in the description. You can check that out at your leisure. You can put $1 in there. You can put 5, 10, whatever you want to put in there, whatever feels appropriate for the information you get, and you can put that in there, and I'd be greatly appreciated. AJ, sorry it took so much time out of your call to plug my Patreon.
You're good, my dude.
But go ahead, my guy.
But you're great. Actually, I remember you mentioned Azeez Ojulari. I'm assuming you watched that game, but that dude, I think, just cemented his status as the best edge rusher in this draft.
100%.
That dude was an assassin during the Peach Bowl.
100%.
I don't think I've ever seen a defender in college football put a team on his back before, like that dude did.
Don't make me think about it, because I start thinking. Because boy, we can talk about.
I can't remember one. I know there's some out there, but I can't think of one off the top of my head because that dude just took over that game, and Georgia won that game because of Azeez Ojulari.
Fair enough.
Also in that game, I know you guys have been talking about this guy a little bit, but he had a cool few little plays. Jordan Davis actually had a few little plays I like to see out of him.
Jordan
he blocked the field goal and had a couple little pocket pushes and stuff like that, which was kind of nice to see.
Jordan Davis is the biggest human I've ever seen, and if anybody wants a big one tech to eat up or like a big nose tackle in the middle of your defense, then Jordan Davis he's the guy for you. That's the way to go.
Also, one more thing, just before I leave, because I know you got more callers and stuff, and I've taken up more than enough time.
Right.
Sometime I'd like to hear your opinion on what is so special about. I don't want to draw any haters or anything like that, but what's so special about Trevor Lawrence? Because I know we don't around here. We don't judge by one game or one play or anything like that. But I watched that bowl game yesterday, and I'm just like, I ain't seeing what makes him like what everybody's so raving about. Like, because if it came down, if I was just judging by that game, by that Sugar Bowl, yeah, I'd be taking Justin Fields over him any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
So a couple of things. So today we're gonna keep this thing relatively Cowboys, and then we're gonna boogie all the way to April, all the way to May, really. But just a quick tidbit for guys and gals, because I know there are some women in my chat box that are big draft fans as well. Sometimes a player getting touted that highly has only to do with the hype that they're getting. And sometimes they have to do their best to overcome that hype. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I'm not going to say anything incriminating about Trevor Lawrence because I simply don't say things off a whim like that. I do things after plenty research, plenty thought, plenty, nights of grinding, taping, things like that. Then after I come up with my opinion, it just kind of is what it is. And I'm not at that place yet. But I do think Trevor Lawrence is getting touted as high as he's been because he's getting that same type of clout that he's gotten since his freshman year. Has he improved enough to overcome that or to be better than he once was? We'll see. But I'm gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that there till the time to talk about quarterbacks. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is that I'm not seeing the. I mean, it's all hype and it's all ESPN 4-letter networks and the Illuminati and stuff like that pushing people and stuff. I know. Trust me, I know how it works. I work in television. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that he's horrible or anything like that or that he's not worthy of the praise. But what I'm seeing is that I personally just don't see the Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck kind of status that they seem to be kind of shopping him as. I just don't see anything that's making him like the, without a doubt, best overall player in the draft. I think that there's probably some receivers that are probably better at receiver than he is at quarterback. But that's just me.
I got a quarterback that I like more than him right now. I just can't prove it just yet. But let me keep watching film and I'll. Yes, but I will get.
I
live
in Utah, so I get to see playing Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson is ridiculous, but like I said, we got plenty of time to figure this out. We got till the end of April to figure this out. AJ, the camera technology guy, I appreciate you for calling into the show.
Yeah, man. Give yourself one more war call for all the Cowboys fans out there. Stay true to the end of the season, and for the best post-game show on YouTube.
Man, war calls is unlimited around here, player. What you talking about? What you talking? All
right, have a good one, my dude. We'll see you.
Appreciate you. Man, listen, war calls are an infinite resource around here. They don't go away. They don't run out. It ain't, what I'm saying? It's kind of like water and land. We're just gonna have plenty of it. Just plenty of it. that's kind of what you get when you tune in to Voch Lombardi Draft Talk. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like me as a Cowboy analyst, then I don't even think I'm that great as a Cowboy. Like, I'm cool, and my opinions are honest, and they're really how I feel or whatever. But I really put the nipple on the titty in draft world. You know, last year, out of everybody that got drafted, I only didn't know 8 players. In 7 rounds, I only didn't know 8 players, and that's because a couple fullbacks and people on kicking game and some kid from some high school got drafted. Some high school university got drafted, but I think we did pretty solid. Like, all right, but let's see, SCF management, Pastor Tan, trade back. If we let's see, here we go, trade back. Don't nobody want to trade back with us unless we got a quarterback on the board, man. But we don't know who's going to be on the board when we get there, so we'll see. We'll cross that road when we get there. Let's get back to the phones, though. JR, let's lock this
conference has been locked.
Let's lock this thing up. We got JR up next, Q on deck, Josh in the hole. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let's get JR on the phone. What's up, JR?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? I was just calling in. This game made me miss my left and my right tackle, really.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate the 11 years that Tyron Smith has held it down. It makes you appreciate the undrafted free agent, Lael Collins.
Sure.
Like, I felt like, part of the blame is on Andy Dalton. But I feel like if he would have had a little bit more time, he probably could have made some plays. But Terrence Steele is, I don't know what happened on that last play, but Leonard Williams looked like a Pro Bowl.
Sure.
He played. It was like, man, what's going on? Like, and the last play call, I think when they got the first down on the bootleg, I didn't understand that very next play call. I didn't. I don't know if it's a feel for the game that he had or what was going on, but
yeah, let me watch the film and get back to you on that. I don't know in particular. Normally, like right around the end of the games, I'm transitioning between the TV and coming to set the laptop or set the PC up or whatever. So I probably missed that play. So I don't know which one you are talking about, the empty play on the goal line or whatever.
Yeah, when they went, that's the one I'm talking about. When they went empty, okay. And the sack right before they called the timeout. The sack on the, what was it, like third and. I don't know if it was it first down or
Andy just
third one or something.
Andy just got to throw the ball, man. Andy just got to get rid of the football. And even if Andy doesn't hit somebody, Andy just got to not take a sack right there.
And I watch this guy on YouTube. His YouTube name is Cowboys Film. He does film on the Cowboys when they win, lose, breakdowns, defense, offenses, and he said it like in week 2 that all Andy got to do is trust his eyes, and that's something I seen that he wasn't doing today. He wasn't trusting what he was seeing, and he was holding on to the ball. But I think this makes you appreciate. It makes me appreciate Dak Prescott so much more, because even with the offensive line being is not good, even with the offensive line being okay, he was still able to make things happen, in those scenarios. And I feel like on that last play, if we would have had Prescott, it wouldn't have been a sack. It wouldn't have been an interception. None of that would have went down on that last drive.
One player doesn't make a team, but 4, 77, and 71 have made such a big impact. Such a big impact.
That's what makes me appreciate those. Connor Williams, he held his own today, but Terrence Steele, Brandon Knight, he really wasn't that bad, but Terrence Steele is awful, man. I don't know what happened, what was the call, but he literally shifted left. I don't know who that was. He just came off free. and he had a free lane to the quarterback. I was like, some got to change, man. They got to get some guys in there that I don't know. He was unaccounted for. That's all I know. He wasn't. It was like they didn't even see him.
Yeah, we just got to get healthy.
Protection to the left and
yeah, we just got to get healthy. We'll get right. JR, you gonna be tuning in for draft season when we really get going?
Always, man. I'm tuning in every day. I watch everybody who has does Cowboys content.
Mm-hmm.
I tune from you, Shango, Foots, Okoye, all of y'all, man. I support all of y'all. Y'all, what y'all do for the Cowboys as far as draft. All the breakdowns and stuff y'all do. I watch all of it. I support it.
All right, appreciate you, player. Thanks for the call, man. Support everybody in this community.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Support everybody in this community, man, because everybody does good things in this community. But let me tell y'all something, man. Let me just tell y'all something, man. Let me just tell y'all something, man. That live draft party. Like, I don't even do too much like long live stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about getting into the play-by-play game because there's some people that just want to hear me talk about the game like during the game. So we probably gonna do that next year. But when I cover the draft live, like y'all don't want to miss that, man. Y'all don't want to miss that, man. Y'all don't want to not be around when Voch is covering the draft. So last year I only did like day one, and I did like a little bit of day two. It was a lot going on, and my little laptop, my little refurbished 2012 MacBook Pro kind of died on me, and it was stupid looking, and I couldn't get my phones going. It was a big mess, and I didn't get a chance to do day two like I wanted to. But this big bitch right, this big rig right here. I got this big rig specifically because my laptop died out during draft coverage. I was embarrassed. I was sick. I wanted to do full day three coverage, but my little technology wouldn't allow me to. I couldn't even get my camera going on day two for the Jalen Hurts reaction. I was sick. I was a broken man. But we emerged. And I spent an ungodly amount on this big rig. I bet we do 3 days this year. I bet we do it. I bet we cover the draft 3 days this year. Y'all be sure to tune in whenever draft time comes around, day 1, day 2, day 3. Stay tuned. This will be something that you want to tune into. You understand? I'll be keeping eyes on the chat box. Y'all keep me tuned in to what's going on with the Panthers versus Saints and Broncos versus Raider games, because those games are very important to what we're doing in regards to our acquisition of the brick, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see. The highest we can get is 8. So 8 might be a little better than 10. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's get back to the phone, though. I'll be looking at y'all to be giving me updates on that. $27,000 pewter. Pewter. I'll find the specs and I'll drop the specs in the chat box. Give me a second. I will do that for y'all, because I know there are some spec nerds that get real excited. they get real excited when we start talking about specs there. 16-9, that'll work. We got Q up next. Josh on deck. KC in the hole. Let's boogie.
He might be a little better than 10.
Q, turn down the TV for me.
We'll see what happens. Let's get back to the phone, though. I'll be looking at y'all.
I turned it down. Hey, Voch, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Everything. Cooling.
Good. In my Cowboy Nation out there.
100.
So, a lot of the callers, man, has called in and really touched on a lot of points that I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about a few things on offense and defense. I appreciate you talking about the business side of everything, Voch, because everybody, when we get in this hole, everybody want to sign everybody on the outside, but you gotta look at the funds, you gotta look at the money. And then on top of that, too, one of the callers called in and made a good point. We have to stay on point, stay focused, stop listening to the outside people because they don't know nothing. Okay, just stay on point and stay focused.
Yeah.
I want to say that I'm okay with the extension for Kellen Moore. However, I feel that situational plays with him and McCarthy, they need to figure that piece out. I am okay with, like I said, with Kellen Moore extension, but it was the situational plays that kind of really had me scratching my head, man. I'm like, wait a minute, did this? Okay, but that's part of football. They need to do a better job of that. We're not going to talk about the obvious on offense because we know, like you guys said, we're missing 471 and 77. I mean, these guys are all pros, man. And even with the garbage that they displayed today, they still had a chance to win this game.
Yeah.
Extremely bad throws, drop passes, that hurt for sure. Defense. I'm not going to, again, I said this on your show a couple weeks back, I'm not going to blame this all on Coach Nolan because basic tackling with the players we have, some of these guys are just missing basic tackles, taking bad angles. You can't blame that on coaching. I know everybody's saying the scheme, but our secondary, for the exception of Diggs and D. Wilson at 27 and 37, they're just not very good.
Sure.
They're just not very good.
Sure.
That's just my opinion now. Anytime you're playing like 10 yards off the ball as a corner, that tells me that you're not trusting your skills and you're not very good. I take the high road. I'd rather play you man up, and if you beat me, I can live with that. I can live with that. But you're playing 10 yards off the ball, that's like just catch and toss right there, especially when you're playing teams that are good quality teams. And I said this on your show a couple weeks back. If I had to say there's 5 players on the defense that I think are extremely good. They got issues on the defense, man. The other 6 to me that's on that defense are just not very good.
Sure.
And I could never figure out why our players, man, several of them high-fiving, doing hand movements toward the ground. When you get in the business from the other team, that's just disgusting to me. Sure. You're losing. I understand that's a business. You're getting paid, but come on, man. Where's the fire? Don't sitting there giving each other high five when you're getting your butt kicked.
Sure. That's
just a passion of the game that I have. This here, they need to sit back, and I'm sure the Joneses will. They need to do reality checks, man, with these personnels, and figure out, how do we get better, who we need to get rid of, because there's like you said, there's going to be a lot of people that will not be with this team next year, and hopefully this ownership, his son, and all these folks will make the right decision. And that's all I have for today, Voch. I appreciate you taking time out, man, to listen to me vent.
Sure, 100%. Just a handful of culture things that I still think that we can indeed work on. But I do think the one thing that can fix your culture up is just winning games. And when 4 come back, we'll look at it. When 4 comes back, we'll see. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to see what we look like when 77, 71 come back. When Jarwin comes back and we do the drafting in certain spots. I'm just, let's see what happens. We got Josh up next, KC on deck. Chop from Funky Town. That is his name, Chop from Funky Town in the hole. But we got Josh up right now. Let's see what Josh talking about. What up, Josh?
What's up, Voch, man? Hey, you asked how that water tasting today.
Okay, so like we lost, but like my little healthy green nonsense water is tasting pretty refreshing right now. Cause in terms of brick chasing, I think we did the right thing.
Yeah, man, my water is tasting like butter. It's seeming to be filtered because it was about to be real bad with that number 19 pick.
Yep.
So my water tastes a little better.
Mm-hmm. There you go. What you got for the show?
Hey, man, moment of silence for the Cowboy fans that were really wanting us to go to the playoffs and, I guess, miraculously win the Super Bowl with everybody hurt.
I mean, come
and
on.
can we get a war call for those who are really happy about this number 10 draft pick?
Okay, we definitely gonna give you a war call for the draft pick player. We definitely gonna do that. We always gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think those Cowboy fans saw what Nick Foles was able to do, and they just kind of wanted to, implement some of that into what we did. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. I ain't gonna lie, I've been on I think Law Nation late night hype group. They might think I'm a troll because I was not with that. We need a win. I wanted that brick, man. Mm-hmm. And we was looking good in number 4. We went on this 2-game, 3-game winning streak, and here we are. We're trying to fight for a number 8 pick.
Sure.
But neither here nor there.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, man. Before I get to this first question, I want to ask you some advice, man. If I could, I guess, hook up with you on Twitter or Instagram or something. But I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going too. I got a YouTube channel, but it's hard to get that first initial video known. So this some advice I'm gonna ask you if I can off air.
Yeah, cool. Do your thing. Whatever. Sure thing. I give you a whole workshop. Whatever you need.
Hey, do that. But what do you think? Because I'm looking at this whole drafting. We in the mix. What do you think we need? Like, where do we need to go in order to fix this team? Because it looks like we got a lot of holes, but we also got a lot of injuries. So
we just simply gotta be better on defense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we top tier on offense. You already know that. And as you can see, when we get turnovers, we end up being better on defense anyway. So we just got to keep getting turnovers and get better at the spots that we bad at. And those handful of places that we bad on defense. So I think we fix that. We'll be fine. We ain't going to be an elite defense, but we can be like good enough to, not be winning. Yeah, go ahead.
A defense that can be solid enough to get somebody out on three and out. We can do that. We're not gonna be a Seattle number 1 defense, or we're not gonna be that guy. I get what you're saying, but I think we do need to solidify that interior defensive lineman position. I don't know what the free agents look like. I know we talking about bringing back Gerald McCoy, but I know this draft ain't bringing us nothing in that area.
In terms of what? 3 tech?
Interior lineman. Yeah, either one.
It's a lot of 1 techs I like. It's a lot of 1 techs I like. It's a lot of noses I like. But it's not a bunch of 3 techs that I would, get. But luckily for the Cowboys, though, luckily for us, we invested in those, picks early. So I think Tristan Hill and Neville Gallimore are going to be really good at 3 tech next year, in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, I feel it. He's going to be pretty good next year, coming back from what he improved on this year.
Sure.
I almost forgot about him, man. That's a good point.
Hey, don't be forgetting about these people, man. They get better every single year. And I tell people,
there's so many injuries.
Yeah, but something I always say is that your draft picks aren't going to be core players year 1. You know what I mean? They're going to be so Lamb is good, Diggs is good, but they're complementary guys right now. So what's going to happen is once they get 2 years, 3 years in, then they're going to be core guys. So what you need from, like core guys, whatever, you need you need Tristan Hill, you need Neville, you need Donovan, you need Diggs, you need those guys to get better over the offseason. Conor McGovern, you need those guys to keep improving to go with your other old core guys. So then, when the young guys come in, they ain't just got to, take the load up by themselves.
Yeah, I agree with you. I never agree with you so much, man. We've been through a lot, brother. But you remember them Scott Linehan days? That was crazy. It's in the past. Who cares?
Do I want who?
But
do I want Scott Linehan back?
You remember you weren't thinking that Scott Linehan was the issue when we would get on, we would debate, man. It wasn't. It's in the past. We've all came from those Scott Linehan days. Now we in them Killamore days. I love what Killamore is doing. I'm not gonna knock him or anything. He's a work in progress. I think we need to stick with him as long as we can.
When
But
when Dak Prescott is healthy, we the number one offense, fam. Like what do you mean? What are you saying?
you better tell him. You better tell him, man. Ain't nobody better than the Cowboys when he's on that field. But with saying that, it's one thing that did flash in my mind. He has an issue. I don't say Dak has an issue. I would like to see the ball get down the field more, but finishing the games, like let's go back to Seattle. I didn't like how he closed that one out. I ain't finna poo-poo on our parade, man. We got this pick and we're going to get a better pick, but
sure.
I would like for Dak to get better in that area, more elite. You say top 3. I heard you talking with Dave the other day. Top 3, sure, he can be top 3, but I want him to finish like Aaron Rodgers finishes with us. Like, how did he just win that game kind of stuff? I don't see that from Dak. I love him, but I don't see that.
So Dak scoring 31 points ain't enough?
Dak scoring 31 points, unfortunately, with us losing 34 to 31, no.
Now see, this is what's interesting though, right? And it ain't just you. I have this conversation all the time. I know, you know, there's nothing wrong with criticisms for Dak and Kellen Moore. I understand that. But at what point do we and Tony had this same problem. And not even problem, but just him, how he deals with the fan base or whatever. At what point do we say, you know what, if our defense didn't just easily give up 38 points, we'll be fine. Dak scored 38 points and it's his fault that we lost against the Browns, but if the defense didn't give up 49 points, we'll be fine. Yeah, the whole.
At what point are we gonna look at the defense and tell them they need to do what they
God damn! Like what we gonna like?
I got you.
We gonna do that.
But you know who we dealing with. This is a conversation that I had with Law Nation.
I feel you, but watch this though. Instead of saying I need Dak to be more like Aaron Rodgers, can my defense be more like Green Bay's? I think you can get that easier. I think you can get that quicker. Cause Dak already a top 3 quarterback to me. You mean to tell me you want this man to be the number 1 quarterback in the league? It's already hard enough to find. It's hard enough to find a quarterback that you think can win you ball games. Like, let's just get the defense from the 32nd overall, from the 32nd worst defense in the league to 25.
Brother, you were making way too much sense today. I'm feeling chills. This is scary. I haven't agreed with you this much in years, brother. But you right.
Yeah.
You right, man. But who we dealing with is Jerry Jones, and we know he can get us anybody, but he knows that their offense is gonna sell tickets. So that's why I love the CD Lamb pick.
And I ain't even
but we know that we going to get CD Lamb some points.
And I ain't even trying to hear the whole selling tickets thing, because you know what really sell tickets? Winning. Tim Tebow sold the shit out some tickets. Tim Tebow sold the shit out some tickets, and he's terrible. And he's terrible.
Hey, I'm just trying. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I'm gonna let you get back to it. You're doing a great job. I'm just trying to see it. So I'm trying to see a social media Super Bowl with the Cowboys, and watch this take over. I would love it, but woo! I thought we was closer than this.
All right, player. We ain't that far, but I appreciate it, Josh.
Hey, man, you keep it up, brother. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, Josh say, you know what, Voch? I understand that Dak Prescott's a top 3 quarterback in the league, but if he was more like the second best quarterback in the league, we'd have won more games. You know, if Dak was more like the best quarterback in the league, we'll be fine. You know, Voch, if Dak, like, you know, Voch, I understand that, you know, Dak orchestrated the number 1 offense in the league, but if we could get higher than number 1, I think we'd have won some of those games. Sure, if we would have been higher than number 1, we would have won some of those games. But if the defense was any better than 32nd, we probably would have won them too. Just my thoughts. Is it clear that like is it like, because I keep looking down at my cat, just want to just play with my little cat or whatever. Is it egregious how much I'm looking? Because I'm not used to streaming with an animal around me, so I apologize. But it's just my little cat's so precious. Is it like clear that I'm ignoring y'all to say what's up to my little, to my new little housemate? My fault. KC up next. Chop from Funky Town on deck. Ed from Atlanta in the hole. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's Ed from Atlanta. All right, cool. Ed from Atlanta in the hole. KC, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Cool.
Oh, man, you know what? Tough loss. But you know, my main thing is I agree with most of the callers here. I look at Mike Nolan. I still want him gone. But as far as defense, he's a part of the problem, but he is not the problem. When I look at the defense, you look at all the turnovers they got. If you look at pretty much, maybe I'm exaggerating, but 75, 80%, would I be wrong if I say 75% of the turnovers are from Wilson and Diggs?
Sure. Wilson, Diggs, Wilson, Diggs, and D-Law. Yep.
So I expect that from D-Law. Diggs and Wilson, I mean, if they can do it, then I need to see Jalen making some plays. And, I was laughing at the last caller. He was talking about players acting like they stole something or swipes. Come on, we know that's Jalen. Nobody else does that. It's Jalen.
Yeah.
Jalen does that. Yeah. But it's funny. But I think next year I would still like to see Nolan gone. Jim Schwartz, I'd like to have him. I personally would like to have him. He runs a pure 4-3. He believes in investing in the D-line. I mean, look at the guys he's got over there. So if we can get him, if he sees what's about to happen to the Eagles and he's trying to get out of Dodge, then I'd be cool with picking him up if we can't get a hold of Zimmer. But I think that's what the direction we need to go in. And of course, we're going to have Dak back, so we're going to be a top 3 offense or whatever it might be.
Yeah. I agree. Fix the defense, man. Now, I don't know if that's going to be George Edwards or whatever. I don't know if he's going to be the guy.
Nah, man, I don't want George Edwards.
To
me, he's a part of the problem. I don't want anybody from that defensive staff. I want them all gone.
I mean, all we got to do is be a little better than we are this year. We just a little bit better, we'll be fine. We'll be good to go. Just a little better.
That sounds good, man. What can I get a war call before I go out?
Man, we don't run out of them shits, dog. We got them all day.
Okay, I make sure I gotta ask permission. How it goes, man. I appreciate you. Take care.
That's fair enough, man. Appreciate you, dog. I don't think that our defense has to be that Broncos Super Bowl defense or like that Seahawks. Like, we ain't gotta be one of those, cause we got the greatest turf on earth, not the greatest show on turf, but PB from Dallas said we got the greatest turf on earth. As long as our offense is what it is, like, we just got to get turnovers. I asked Jeff this on the last show that we did, the Scoutcast or whatever, which is crazy. Tankonia, Stankathon. And I asked him, right, like, if we had a defense that was terrible, but we got 4 turnovers every game, could we win like that? Could we be a Super Bowl team like that? And I think we can. Like, if we give up 28, 30 points, but we get the ball back and give it to our offense again, like, we just get extra possession. We just keep doing extra possession. Like, we win a lot more games than we do. You know what I'm saying? We win those games. So in my mind, let's get turnovers, man. Get turnovers and keep doing what we do, Adrian Dyson says, what's up, Voch? Do you think our biggest mistake was not signing Byron Jones? Sure. There was this trifecta, this triangle of players that we could have signed. It was like it was Byron Jones, it was don't you get up there. It was Byron Jones, it was Zeke, and it was Cooper. In my mind, I was like, let's sign Coop and Byron Jones and just have to, deal with the whole running back thing. In my mind, that's what I wanted to do. But we didn't sign Byron. We kept Zeke and we signed Cooper. So yeah, I think not signing Byron Jones was a big mistake, but that is what that is. Then Mr. Jab say, Jalen Heimer-Schmidt, holla at you. I agree. Holla at you. What? I can't take this no more. She's too cute. I can't take it. Who else on the phone? Let's see who else on the phone. Chop from Funky Town. Then Ed from Atlanta. Then we got a couple numbers that we don't recognize. We're going to figure these people out. We're going to go Chop from Funky Town on first. What up, Chop?
Yo, Doski, Wolski, Pisky, Whiskey. What's good, fam?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for the show?
Man, check this out. First of all, let me just give props out to one of the callers. I think his name was JR. Mm-hmm. I got to piggyback off of him for a minute.
Okay.
Look, could it be we just got beat and outplayed this game? I mean, is that possible? I think it's possible. I think,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Let me listen to what you guys.
I think really we kind of just got beat. Now, Andy, everybody been on him, but he was off today. Zeke wasn't 100. The run game was non-existent, so they kind of made us kind of one-dimensional in a way, so they kind of knew what he was doing. And we cannot forget that JG was on the other side of that field. He knows Kellen Moore tendencies. He may not know all the plays, but he knows the tendencies. So, he can kind of get him in position to be, kind of lined up. And, yeah, we had some management issues with Mike McCarthy in the play call and, the challenging and all that kind of stuff. It's just kind of like a messed up game. We was kind of on a roll or whatever. But, I go back and I look at the beginning of the season, and I'm thinking, like, man, dang, Frederick retired, Tyron Smith is out, Leonard Collins is out, Jarwin is out, Tristan Hill is out, and Big Dog Dak is gone. Like, whoa, what are we doing? And how are we even on the field, with a football team? So I kind of look at that first, and I even hear people talk about, Jerry Jones needs to sign this person, needs to sign that person, but people don't understand the money part of the game. Like you said, the business, there's a cap. I think if Jerry Jones could spend any kind of money he wanted to without a cap, we wouldn't have no issues here. But, we have to sign players according to, what the league gives us for the cap. So, they can kind of leave that alone. Got to understand the business. But I'm looking forward to this draft. And I think the number one thing that we probably need to shore up right now, believe it or not, I know we're talking about one technique and three technique, but we just may have to go out and get a dog linebacker. Now, I'm not saying get rid of Jalen all the way around, but I think we can spell him for this and that. But we got to get a dog linebacker that kind of clean up a lot of stuff in the front line and back into that middle part of the defense. And then maybe we can go, back to the one technique, three technique, and definitely corners or whatever. But, it just wasn't our time, wasn't our year. Injury killed us. This whole, COVID fiasco killed us. So, hey, it is what it is. But I think we're going to be 100% better next year because we do have great core players coming back to the squad. What you think?
I do think that we have a good team coming back next year, and I don't think that we very far away. It's just that the guys we lost are just very very important to what we do. So I think when those guys come back, we'll just cross the road whenever we get there. I like what you were saying when you were saying like we just got outplayed. Like we did kind of just get whooped, but we got whooped because we ain't had the soldiers to win that fight. You know what I'm saying? So it was a combination of the guys that we had wasn't good enough, and like Andy Dalton being terrible or whatever. And like if we were to replay this with 4, 71, and 77 with just those three players, it wouldn't be close.
Oh man, hands down. We already know this wouldn't have been. No, it wouldn't have been close. We would have dominated that entire game. And people don't understand it. Just a few weeks ago, we need to find out what we can get with Zeke and all the kind of people. Do y'all understand the camaraderie that you have with offensive linemen that been there? Those running backs, you start having muscle memory on how you run, where you run, the holes that you run. You know what the other person going to do. People don't take that into consideration when you start losing, key players on the team. And, we just got to sit back and watch Will McClay and Stephen Jones do what they do, because I think we have a very good scout department. It just wasn't our year. That's all. It just wasn't our year.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. But next year is going to be a whole different team. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, we already know. And look, I got to get on your draft show.
Okay.
This is going to be my first year actually following it. I'm gonna follow it day by day because I'm really trying to understand the number game with the draft show. Like, if you trade up, you lose this many players, you pick up this many picks. So I will be on there definitely trying to learn this thing because I'm very interested in learning how this draft thing actually work down by the numbers, besides with the television screens and outside. I need to see the inside part of this.
Okay, appreciate you. We will indeed educate you, man. There's going to be a lot of people tuned in. Me and Okoye talked about it. We're going to get some work in. Me and Foots are going to get some work in. I'm going to go over on Joe Rod's show, Cowboys blog, and me and Jeff Kavanaugh, we're going to make this thing like a weekly deal because I think me and him got some pretty good draft chemistry or whatever. So it should be a pretty good.
Oh yeah, y'all do. Y'all sound good together.
Appreciate you. Chop from Funky Time, man. Appreciate you. Good call.
Make it do what it do.
Yeah. Chop from Funky Time. All right. David B says, I'm tired of hearing next year. Well, fam, like, if you don't want to hear next year, you die. Like, what do you mean you sick of next year? I hope it's plenty next year. Man man said he's all she do is sleep. That man said he's sick of next year. You crazy? Jesus. Had a couple super chats. Y'all standing over my cat, Miss Evie. EVIE is how it's spelled. Payback Carter says, Voch, what you think about Dan Quinn as a DC? I don't know. I don't watch enough film on coaches. I'm more so player evaluation guy. Don't let me lie to you. I do not have to sound like an expert player. My bad. And Aisha dropped 5 in super chat. Iverson AI dropped 5 in super chat, says because the season is up. Yeah. Exactly. We talk about next year. Because this is done. Right? Because this is over. Right? It ain't like we walking around talking about, hey, man, when 2025 get here, ball game. When 25 get here. No, we're talking about in a couple of months. I got a couple emails, too. Give me a second. I got a couple of emails, too. Ford sent me 10. Okay, so SCF management is Ford. Appreciate you. He says, don't do me like that, dog. He was saying in the sense of, I guess he's an all-around consumer of Voch Lombardi content. I thought he was just a Twitter guy, but apparently he gets busy on the YouTube side as well. When we drop the podcast, I bet he'll be a podcast listener. Appreciate you. He dropped a dime in the super chat. You know, we're very grateful for your contribution to everything that you do. Oni dropped deuce in the super chat. I mean, in the Cashapp. Appreciate you for the good work this season. Thank you. Stay tuned for the draft. We gonna boogie. Then we got 2 new patrons. We got Kyle Matney and Landlord. They dropped $1 in the Patreon, so in the Patreon, so they can come through and talk that good talk. You know what I'm talking about? Talk that good talk. We also got a 5 in the PayPal too here from. What the hell Nene doing sending me $5? Nene say, so CD is number 2 in drops from a wide receiver this season. Can we chalk it up to it being a rookie season, or is this potentially an issue because I don't remember him having this issue in Oklahoma? CD Lamb definitely didn't drop passes in Oklahoma. I never even seen CD drop passes in Oklahoma. But I think the metric for measuring drops gets kind of weird. But if y'all think about, like, a lot of CD drops are coming from him getting hit in the back, in the side, balls being behind him. Like, he does have his drops, but I think those are like routine drops that just kind of happen. The big Hail Mary in the end zone, like, CD drops those passes, sure. Passes where he's running, he's moving, he got to look back to go get him. Like, yeah, he's dropped those, but also, another big part of drops is are your passes catchable? I think Dak throws a very catchable pass, a very catchable football. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, Twitter is getting kind of thick. Voch Lombardi, is this a picture of this lady on the phone we're talking about? Let's see. Hey, you know what? This is why we got to stay active on Twitter here. Somebody hit me up on the Twitter machine. Oh, let me put you back up there. And shouts out to my Twitter, man. This is is why you gotta be tuned in. How can let me bring you down, then Alt and up. So yes, Voch Lombardi, this the picture that Miss Lady on the phones was talking about, where your receivers just kind of sick of Andy Dalton. Look at Gallup face. Look at now look, Coop face always like that, but the extra little sideways. That extra little that Coop doing, and Lamb, just looking Lamb, like look, man, like you can hold him accountable as a rookie too, CD. You can hold him accountable. Do your thing, young Sedarian Lamb. Andy Dalton out that thing, throwing the ball to just anybody. Hell yeah, you got the right to speak up. Let me move this up for y'all. Boom, boom, boom. I'll leave it up there for me. I'll leave it up there for y'all to see. We got 3 more calls. We're going to go to chat box, then we're going to wrap this thing up. Can anybody give me an update on the Panthers and Broncos game? Thank you. Ed from Atlanta, what's happening?
What's going on, Voch? What's going on?
Cooler, my guy. I need you to be a little more sober when you hop in my Discord, man. You be all over the place.
Yo, man.
Drink some water, my guy.
Listen, Listen, you ever watched the Falcons game before? Exactly.
I get it.
That's what I thought. You have it.
I get it, but shit, drink some water, man. But anyway, go ahead, my guy.
Hey, I was just gonna comment on, man, like all the Andy Dalton lovers, like my lord, bro. I don't know what you saw in Cincinnati, but golly, bro, he's just a backup. You know what he is? He's like Matt Schaub for us, honestly. He was a quarterback who was good when he had a stacked team, and then the stacked team leaves, and then he doesn't look as good. That's all he is. That's it. Simple.
Sure. I mean, I agree, but look though, this is my whole thing though, right? If we as a collective fan base, right? If we all said, you know, Andy's a backup, he sucks, but he is what he is, let's just keep running with him, then we wouldn't be having these conversations. The problem is there's a percentage of this fan base that think Andy Dalton is better than Dak Prescott, then there's another percentage that think Dak is better, but will be better off saving money by playing Andy. That's where we get into these discussions and we get on here talking about F Andy Dalton. That's where all that come from. I ain't got nothing personal against Andy Dalton, but Cowboy fans make this thing weird.
That is true, and it's for a reason that I was about to bring up, because there's a lot of similarities between Matt Ryan and Dak Prescott that people will never understand, and this relates to your caller talking about Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Dak Prescott nor Matt Ryan could make the throws that Aaron Rodgers makes ever, honestly. I mean, when you talk about Aaron Rodgers, you're talking about a guy that you drafted like once in a million, to be honest. But that does not mean that they can not play better than Aaron Rodgers for a game.
Yes.
There's something to be said, like just what Tom Brady's doing in Tampa Bay right now. There's something to be said for getting the ball out on time to the correct read. There's a difference between hitting a running back swing pass in stride than it is waiting too long and waiting till they're set and allowing the linebacker to crash down on them. There's a huge difference. That's what actually makes Tom Brady elite. It's because he gets the ball where it needs to go on time to the outside or inside shoulder. That's what makes him great. And I think it's really easy to be fooled that, okay, Dak Prescott may not have these crazy-ass throws, you know, rolling out right, backwards, fading away, no look, all this other type of bullshit. But when you have a guy that can command an offense to over 25-plus a game, you get them in a defense. You don't not pay him. So I think that's one thing that I think you guys, this is a good year for y'all. Y'all definitely got that straight within your fan base, I think. So as
a Falcons fan, considering if y'all move on from Matt Ryan and the Cowboys don't sign Dak Prescott, would you like to have him on your team?
I would.
Okay, cool.
Because our team's talented. You can get the ball to Julio and Calvin. Yeah.
Just making sure.
More mobility than Matt. Wouldn't mind it.
Just making sure, man. We just gotta keep these Cowboy fans educated. You know what I'm talking about? Good call though, man. Appreciate it. That's all you had?
Yeah, man. Take it easy. Draft season's about, so I'll be back.
All right, appreciate it, man. Yes. If this is y'all first year tuning into this channel, man, this is a very exciting time around this time of year. Voch just don't go away in the off season. Voch gets a lot more active. When draft season come around, we boogies. We get a little more work in. So, if this is your first time, man, appreciate it. For those of you that don't know how this works, when people call into my show, we have what I call a platinum caller. That's when I can readily identify callers and I know that they've given me a good caller before. Then you can upgrade from, privileged callers or just, these, to where if I see you, I'm going to you, like Uncle Charlie or Chris or, what I'm saying, people like that. So if you call into the show and I don't know who you are, you're going to have to wait to the end of the show because that's how this works. But after I've identified you, you wait to the end, we get to your time, we bring you in and you've given me a good call and I identify you as platinum, then you ain't got to wait so long. So we got a couple of numbers that I've never seen before. At first, there was a lot of numbers that I haven't seen before. It was a lot of miscellaneous calls, but we just can't be going to people that we don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take the time out to introduce y'all. So we're gonna get those people in. Payback Carter dropped 3 in the super chat, says when you get a chance, take a look at Trevon Moehrig. If you was in the Patreon, you would see that we've already taken a look at Trevon Moehrig. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna talk about He's talking about TCU safety, Trevon Moehrig. We've already looked at him. So if you want to get to the Patreon, you can do that. Patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. You can, make your little contribution over there. You'll get all that content. Hour-long film sessions. the last film session we did was like 2 hours. We covered like 5 players or something like that. So, hey, hop in there, tap in, and we'll see what the business is. 979 up next. 804 on deck. Chat box is in the hole. Let's end on a good note here. 979, what's up? Who this?
What's up, Voch? It's D-Ro.
Zero?
D-Ro with a D.
D-Ro. All right, D-Ro. What's up, my guy? What you got for the show?
Hey, my guy, I've been watching your show for a little minute now, and I've seen, where everybody, like, the Andy Dalton situation and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've been saying, like, he's not good under pressure. Like, see, this go back to his Bengals days, Cincinnati days. He's been 0-4 in the playoffs. The last year, job on the line, and they dropped the quarterback with the first pick, so that shows he's not good under pressure. And then everybody's on the Dak Prescott, like, they bring up the Eagles game last year. You got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The man had a hurt shoulder, didn't throw all that whole week into the Eagles game.
Sure.
And then he comes back the following week and then he's swinging the ball. But it's like he had to learn how to throw on a hurt shoulder. Maybe if Jason Garrett would have gave him some 7-on-7 drills or something during practice, he probably would have been better during the Eagles game. But that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, 100%.
And then I look at his drafting, and I'm like, everybody's hiring like a defensive tackle or offensive tackle. I like, if we go back to Randy Gregory, Tristan Hill, even DeMarcus Lawrence, all second-round picks, why not go after the corner and Patrick Surtain? Let's go get
It depends. It depends. Whatever the Cowboys end up doing, I trust how they draft and evaluate players. If we end up with Patrick Surtain, I know exactly what to do with him. I know exactly where to play him, how to play him. And I think we improve as a defense. Considering.
Yeah. Another thing is, I know how you feel about it already. I feel like, but why not go get? I'll say let's go keep that out of you, and I think that's why Jerry said him out of you. Tell him he's on the glass list. He's good at giving guys one last final chance. Put a no nonsense, no tolerance policy in his clause.
But see, my response to that is why no 32 team? Why no team from the 32 teams have said, "Hey, Earl, let's put a no nonsense clause." Antonio Brown got a job before Earl Thomas did. One time.
That is true. But
Antonio Brown got a job before Earl Thomas did. I think that's telling. Go ahead.
I don't have a response to that. I just feel like maybe Antonio Brown, when you look at his numbers and everything that he does or everything that he did beforehand.
But you can find a receiver. You can find a receiver.
Yeah.
If Earl Thomas is a top tier safety, why he ain't got a job? I just don't think Earl is that. I don't think Earl is that guy no more. And if you're gonna get a safety that's not as good as he once was, and he's gonna be having problems possibly as a character concern, then I just think that makes sense why nobody's brought him back. Why nobody's giving him the job?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say keep doing your thing, invite you to go.
Yo, D-Ro, appreciate you, man. Just put you down platinum, so next time you call in, you'll fall in with the other platinum callers. You ain't gotta wait 2 hours after the show to get in. Appreciate it, man.
Salute, my guy.
Yeah. Good call from D-Ro there. He was receptive to the information. And 804 is the last call. What's up? Who this?
It's Tyrell, man. How you doing?
Tyrell, what's happening? What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I just want to say one thing, man. First and foremost, my man Dak is a baller. He's a warrior. People need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody who has that mentality and has that dog in them, that's what you want at the quarterback position.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want that. You need that. You need somebody who's going to keep their calm when things get rough and when things get going. So, yeah, people need to get off my man Dak. They need to pay him. They need to pay him. And another thing, just with the talent that we have on offense, I truly think that they need to run like a 21 personnel. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. 2 backs in the tight end.
Put
Okay.
Dak in. I mean, put Zeke and Paul in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Run that option. I think that could open up a lot of things. I also think too, we just need a speedy receiver. We need somebody who has that speed that can take the top off the defense. Other than that, man, our offense is stacked. But defense wise, man, we need somebody who's gonna wreck it. You know what I mean? Like we need like Jada Smith, he don't have that dog in him. He doesn't have that dog in him. When you go ahead, say that again.
No. Go ahead. We listen to you.
I was just saying he doesn't have that dog in him. When you look at him, he's timid. When he's trying to approach his hole, he's timid. He's trying to take on the block rather than meet the block and try to get off.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So we don't have that dog in the middle of the field. It's the same thing when it comes to the D tackle, man. We need a one tech.
Yeah.
But Donovan Wilson, he's a baller. Randy Gregory, they need to get that man his snaps, man.
Sure, 100%. I was on the social media machine. You know what I'm saying? Tweeting earlier, and I was like, Randy Gregory getting blocked is better than Dorrance Armstrong making a play.
Man, tell me about it.
I looked at a play, Dorrance Armstrong, like he was kind of getting blocked and he came off the block and he made a tackle and kind of, I was like, and all I can say was, why is Dorrance Armstrong out there? He made the tackle, right? And I saw Randy after he got the penalty, like he shot up the field, like he was like it was right. He just shot out of his stance. And I'm like, man, look, Randy got blocked, but this getting blocked was more exciting than Dorrance Armstrong making a play. I don't know why they look at Randy Gregory like he's only a part-time guy or like just a pass rusher guy. But if Mike McCarthy's gonna limit Randy Gregory because he think he can't play versus the run, then Mike McCarthy got to go.
Yeah, he got to go at that point, because if you can't obviously see the talent that you have and the effort that these players are giving, there's something wrong with you, man. Because Dorrance Armstrong, I seen one play, man. He was supposed to set the, like he was supposed to force that play inside.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know what was going on. I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, show me something. And you got Randy Gregory on the side who's giving you all. I mean, he's giving you the energy. He's coming up field hard and strong.
Sure.
I mean, the man is fast as heck too, so he can run from sideline to sideline. You see what I'm saying? So
yep.
I just don't understand it, man.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Hey man, we gonna cross that road whenever we get there. All we got to do is just hope that they see the light. We just gotta hope that they get this thing figured out, and hopefully young Bradley and I can get some rec too. You know what I'm saying?
They need to put him in.
Yes sir.
But yeah, man.
Tyrell, this was a good call, man. Next time you call, you'll be with my other platinum callers, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate that, man. You have a good one.
Yes sir. So this what we gonna do, y'all. Actually, give me 30 seconds to charge. Give me 30 seconds to get my phone charger. Hold on. Y'all don't go nowhere now. You can count 30 seconds. I know you can still hear me. Don't go nowhere. Don't leave. Do not leave. Do not turn off the show. I just wanted to get my charger for the phone. Plug my charger up. Something like, just so I can, be aware of all the things that are happening on my phone while I'm doing chat box things. Now, chat box. Phone lines are closed. For whatever reason, if you couldn't get in on the chat box, if you couldn't get in on the phones, you may have been laying next to somebody that was asleep. You may have been at work. You may have been in class because y'all got night class. Sometimes people got class on Sunday. Maybe your kid's bad and you don't want to wake them up because if you wake them up, they're going to tear up everything, You talked up your anytime minutes, anytime. Maybe you live in Brazil and you couldn't really, get on the phone because it's like 4 a.m. where you at. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wake up somebody laying next to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the excuse is, you couldn't call into the show. Now is your time to interact with the show while Tankathon is up there. Chat box. What are your questions? If you have any. If not, I'll just I'll just go load this emulator up and go boogie, you know what I'm saying? All right, what you got, chat box? What you got? Are you gonna watch Osa Odigizua, the UCLA kid? He's a Senior Bowl guy, so of course I'm gonna watch him at that point. But I'm gonna definitely be tuned into his film. To be fair, and let me just answer this one time too, because a lot of people want to hit me with, Yo, Voch, are you gonna watch this player, or Voch, are you gonna watch that player? Voch gonna watch 350 prospects. 350 or so prospects. So I'm gonna watch everybody. So Osa Odigizua, I'm gonna get to him at some point. May not be today, may not be February, but I'm gonna get to him. Okay. Joe Sandberg say I refuse to count. Hey man, you know. Who is Lil Missile? Who in the chat box talking about Lil Missile? Because those people have been around for my draft content if they have name dropped Lil Missile while the Packers are playing. Darnell Savage is Lil Missile. He was Lil Missile, and Jonathan Abram was Big Missile that year. They played very similarly, but I felt like Savage was better because he covered a little better. But you know, Denver got the pick in Vegas territory. Good. What's the time left on that? Give me what's the time left in the game so I can know. Do we have a shot? Because he played for Bama plus it's his dad. Somebody must have been talking about past 13. Voch, you the best on YouTube for this 100%. I just wish you held your team to the same standards. What standards am I not holding my team to? Brother K, appreciate it for tuning in. What standard am I not holding my team to? I promise. Watch people change their story in the media like they didn't want to try to go deep and cut the brink all the way down. Cut the brick all the way down. Sure. We started winning some games, but I saw. Oh, I got sick. Voch, what did you see in Bradley and I tape that hurt him from playing this year? He probably just wasn't better than the guys that was there. You know, we had the same conversation last year. We're talking about Tristan Hill. You know, unless you got a first-round pick, guys just don't come in and just demand playtime like that, you know? And I just don't want people to think that you suck just because you can't play. The whole Bradley and I not playing thing could just simply be a result of we got Alden Smith, Randy Gregory, D-Law, and Dorrance Armstrong. He's just not better than those guys, you know? That could just be the case. We got a super chat from Brother Chop. Chop from Funky Town. Appreciate you dropping a dime in the super chat. Salute to you, sir. Salute. I want to know more about Justin Hilliard from Ohio State. He showed up in the Sugar Bowl in a good way. Too soon. I'll let you know. I haven't watched him, but I'll let you know. Kellen Moore extension reminds you of Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett? Possibly. I don't even know. You know what? I know Kellen Moore is a good coordinator. We don't know what Kellen Moore would be like as a head coach, but who knows? You know, just because you got personality of coordinator, I mean you got head coach personality. You know? Denver scored. Booyah. 17-16 Vegas with 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left in the game. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Okay, gotcha. Voch, if you can pick any player in the draft, who would it be? I don't know. It ain't none of them guys this year, man. I don't think this is a year where there's one player that you got to have. I think this is a year where you can really build your team with a lot of guys. So I really wanted to get that trade back pick because I wanted a bunch of picks within from 25 to 50. I think it's going to be a lot of good guys up in there where you can really raise your value. It's not a Chase Young, Jalen Ramsey, Bosa type of year where there's just a guy at the top where you just got to have, you know? That's just my opinion. The biggest need in the draft is defensive tackle, in my opinion. I know people really want cornerback bad. And I do think there's room to address corner, but I think defensive tackle helps the whole defense. You know, I think if your D tackles were better, you wouldn't have the draft linebacker. I think D tackles help your defensive ends. You know, would you be happy about getting Kyle Pitts? I don't know. He's a tight end. My defense is terrible. Plus, I got tight ends that I feel really good about. You know? Thoughts on J.C. Horn? He's really good. He could be kind of grabby, but grabby's not a reason to not draft somebody. Grabby's a reason to fix his grabby. So, but I do like J.C. Horn, though. I like J.C. Horn a bunch. Okay, 1, that cat is gorgeous. 2, I still watch the Cowboys content despite not caring about the Cowboys, but the draft content is how I found you. I'm excited. Appreciate you. Anime dog fan. My cat is indeed gorgeous. She is a dime piece. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The question is, are you even a Cowboys fan? Because real Cowboys fans know the Cowboys are 1-3 due to bad defense and coach decisions. Darius Leonard was 30. Sure. Not a big fan of Paris Ford. Have you heard any updates on Dak's injury process? He can walk around. He just got to rehab and keep healing. Bahama Boy says, how do you feel about trading a 3rd or a 4th for a young safety? Taylor Rapp, Darnell Savage, Juan Thornhill, Darnell Savage. Well, first of all, they're not trading Darnell Savage because Darnell Savage is really good. Taylor Rapp and Juan Thornhill are rotational players where they are currently. We have rotational players now. I'd just rather draft a safety. Just draft a safety. No. Yeah, Taylor Rapp. Yeah, no. Just no. Keep your picks. Keep your picks and just draft guys. What, gal? What? What you want? How you feel about no. Carolina, Denver, Yoko cool. Denver can still win. Jerry better get on the phone with Dak right now. You damn right. Iverson, you damn right. This year was an eye opener to the front office by the offensive tackle, sure. But I think we'll be fine. It's just a weird year where all of our tackles got hurt, all of them. We were down like the 5th tackle, but it is what it is. If Parsons and Slater is at 10, I would rather take Slater at 10 over Parsons at 10. Is Jalen Waddle a top 15 pick? Yes. I think the 2 Bama receivers this year are better than the 2 Alabama receivers last year, which is crazy. But that's how I feel. That's just how I feel. This is a rough year if you need a 3-tech, sure. What type of math plans you doing? Boom. The kid's name is Evie. EVIE. She got 2 names, Evie and Lil Ma. Like her official name is Evie, but I'm country as hell, hood as hell. So I just kind of call her Lil Ma sometimes. So it's Evie and Lil Ma. I call her both. So are we locked into 10? No. I think our floor is 11 because if Washington loses, they have the lower strength of schedule. So the Giants would go to 19, we'll go to 11, and the Washington football team would go to 10. And that's my problem. Cat's so sneaky and I'm nosy. So I'm like, where the hell you at? You know what I'm saying? To make sure they ain't, tearing stuff up. Can we sign today? No, I think we got to wait till the end of the season to sign Dak, but I think Dak will be signed. Yeah, I hear you over there. Smith, McGovern, Biotis, Zach Martin, Lael Collins, top 5 offensive line. I like them. I like that offensive line. I like Nick Bolton, linebacker from Missouri. She's saying Dalton sucks. She probably saying that. That's probably what she's saying. Nope, Jerry Jeudy's a problem. I agree. Jerry Jeudy is a really good football player. Sure. But boy, Devontae Smith is a really good football player. 5 seasons compared to 10. Do you think Washington should have drafted Justin Herbert over Young? Yeah. Washington should have definitely drafted Herbert, but quarterbacks are most important, regardless of how you feel who the best player is. Quarterbacks kill everything. The next thing you know, the cat is on top of your fridge. She better not be on top of my goddamn fridge. Get her ass put in the closet or something. Did Dalton really get benched? That's funny. Any free agents that you would consider? I ain't really expert on free agents. I talk about free agents once we get them. Is Marvin Wilson any different from Gallimore? Yes. Gallimore is more of a slasher. Gallimore is more of a 3-tech. He's a bigger 3-tech that can play 1-tech. Gallimore is a penetrator. He's a flyer. Marvin is a strong man. Marvin is a big man that doesn't get moved. Marvin is a 2-gapper. Marvin punch you in the chest and you stop moving. Marvin don't get moved. Marvin don't do stunts. Marvin doesn't, pass rush. But Marvin is a demon in the run game. He's a demon in terms of his strength. He's a demon in A-gap. So they're very different. I think Tyler Shelvin would be a perfect fit for 1-tech position. He's an LSU nose tackle. Check out his film. I've seen of it. Van Der Esch or Smith, which one do you kick off the bridge? I'm kicking Smith off the bridge. I think if you let Van Der Esch play Will linebacker where he's supposed to be playing, I think Van Der Esch will be better. If he's playing Will and we get a D-line that can take up blocks for him, then I feel good about Van Der Esch. I don't know about Jalen. The dude has a broken ankle, not AIDS. Yeah, it really kills me. It kills me when people look at Dak being hurt. Like, will Dak come back the same? Like, Dak will be fine. Okay, we need Marvin. Yeah, Marvin's really good. I did a Marvin Wilson film session, a YouTube version. So that's like 10, 15 minutes. That's on YouTube. Then I got an hour-long version of it on the Patreon. So go over there and check that out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This was fun. Great show. Salute, salute, salute. I enjoyed all y'all, man. Y'all, until next time, man, this is the end of the Cowboys season, but it's never the end of this channel. So we're going to be doing draft coming up. So I probably got a couple more Cowboy videos in terms of what we do roster-wise or whatever. But moving forward, it is time to get into draft season. Y'all hold it down for the Doski, Welski, Peasky, Whiskey, man. Last time, y'all going to hear this for a good little while. So let me just... Until next time, man. Peace.